Murder Squad. How are we doing today? Oh, gosh, my body got super turned for some reason. Just a second. I don't know what the fuck happened. There we go. I was giving you the shoulder. I was trying to be alluring. Well, hello everyone. We are playing Persona 4 Ultimax today, which is kind of like, you know, continuing the story
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax
of 4 and 3. And I'm super excited, and I'm gonna leave this currently because I'd like it to play the intro. I have not viewed it yet. I made sure to skip it. I just wanted to make sure that everything worked ahead of time. So I'm gonna let it play through until it does the intro. Or I
this
just there it goes. Never mind.
By the following sponsors.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Yosuke, our worst best friend. Ah, look at Chie. This is a good intro song, by the way. Ah, there he is! That's my favorite white boy! No one cares about Kuma. Who the fuck is that? There's my girlfriend! Who are you? Oh my god, look at you! Look at what? Oh my god, is she a Phoenix Ranger? Elizabeth! Oh my goodness! Oh, look at the family. Oh, I'm so excited to play through this game.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
That bitch kind of looked like a catchy, not gonna lie. So it gives me story for episode P4 and P4A story mode. I'm not exactly sure which one you're supposed to do, so I'm gonna start with this. What is the question marks in the middle? Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess we'll start here.
So you will not require our assistance. Is that correct?
Marisha? That's not Margaret's voice. I mean, I guess it is now.
Very well. In that case, there is nothing more to be said. As for your presence here, this room is ordinarily only accessible to those bound by a contract. You are fated to refine your power. You will most definitely require our assistance, eventually.
That's a very different voice for Igor, too.
Until we meet again, farewell.
There.
Most intriguing.
Are you certain about this? Our domain is indivisible from the destiny of our guests. Nothing meaningless happens in this room, which can only mean that the fate of our visitor just now will be...
Margaret?
Pardon. I spoke out of turn. We are only allowed to watch over and assist those guests who are bound by the terms of the contract.
Indeed.
So, The young man Yu Narukami is tied to our recent guest's fate.
Or is it fucking Chad? We all know that Yu's real name is Chad.
I wonder what fate, or rather, encounter will await him.
I love having encounters.
Yu Narukami. Now that's a guest who never ceases to amaze.
Your Junus. It's May 5th, the day after we saw Labris and the Shadow Operatives off. Who? We're in the corner of the chaotic as usual Junus food court. Who the fuck is Labris?
I had a hunch this was gonna happen.
Well, your hunch isn't getting us anywhere. What are we supposed to do? There's not a single open seat.
That's just how it goes at Junes during Golden Week. And on Children's Day at that. If it wasn't this busy, we'd be out of business by now.
Today's Children's Day?
Oh, he has a voice.
Huh?
I should have brought Nanako.
That's what you're worried about?
Of course. Watching the kids run around, I think back to Nanako's face when I told her I'd be going out. She looks like she wanted to say something. I feel bad I didn't ask her about it. Oh. But given what we came to talk about, I couldn't take her with me. I wonder if she's watching TV alone now like she usually does.
Yo, Senpai! I got us some seats.
Kanji!
Ooh, good job, Kanji!
That's pretty impressive, Kanji. Especially for you.
Leave him alone, Teddy.
Damn it, Ted. Leave the especially for you part out next time.
All right, break it up. No fighting, guys. Let's go, Yukun.
Right.
With Yukiko spurring us on, we moved to the seats Kanji saved. There's a table of 4 with 6 chairs he found somewhere. After waiting for everyone to be seated, Yosuke clears his throat as if to drive away all the noise.
So it's a great day out and,
Dude, I don't think this is the time for that.
well, how else should I start off? Look at the size of this crowd.
I'd say I made the right call showing up like this. If I came in my usual costume, the little kids would be swarming my adorable bod. I'd be mobbed.
Gross.
Oh yes, I've seen how the children tear off your fur from time to time.
Wow! Are you being nice to me, Yuki-chan? Has our love finally blossomed?
Huh? Of course it hasn't.
Shot down as always.
It's because you never learn.
Well, let's get down to business. We didn't get to talk much yesterday after all.
I nod to Chie. We gathered here yesterday after seeing Labris off, but there wasn't time to calm down and talk about what happened. Who the fuck is Labris? In the end, we agreed to leave the details to tomorrow, which is now today.
Don't worry about the crowd. Let's start the investigation team meeting anyway.
What the fuck is Labris?
Yeah. Though we are missing 2 people.
It's just not the same without our full roster of pretty girls. Oh, not only Rise-chan, but Nao-chan couldn't be here either.
Well, it's not like the other day, where we just lost contact with Rise.
Mm-hmm. She seems really busy. She said she had work during the holidays, too. At least we got to talk to her yesterday.
Yeah, Nato-kun's job is keeping her busy, too. I guess it's the same old for them.
Naoto-kun knew things about what happened that not even we did. Apparently, she knew about Mitsuru-san and her friends from the start.
What? What the fuck is happening? Why does it... I am so confused.
Thanks to her, though, we got some good information.
Well then, let's get everyone up to speed on what happened using that info.
Yosuke's right. So much has happened these past few days that none of us has a good grasp on it at all. We need to sort through what we've learned again.
What was it that started it all? Midnight Channel again, I guess. I thought I was dreaming for a good chunk of it, so it's not really hitting me.
The Midnight Channel. That TV world we helped to restore peace in. It ended up being used by someone else in the Labris incident. Labris is the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon. A girl with a mechanical body who was stolen from the Kirijo group. Am I playing the wrong game? I got just a second. I gotta look this up. I don't know if I'm playing the wrong, like, story. Oh, god damn it, I picked the wrong one. Just a second, we're... Fuck. Main menu, story select. Yep. I guess we're going here. Blue. The floor, the ceiling, the furnishings, everything is blue. Hi, Beardy. Good to see you. Dabba-dee, dabba-die. It's unique. It's quite unlike what I normally see throughout my day. And yet, my heart is mysteriously calm. I recognize the slight rumbling as an engine and realize I'm in a car. Or rather, someplace else I recognize.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
The old man with the bizarre face sitting before me makes an expression that appears to be a smile. Sitting quietly next to the old man is a woman as beautiful and delicate as an ice sculpture.
Ah, it seems we have a guest with an intriguing destiny. My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance.
The Velvet Room. Igor. Even though I'm barely conscious, I remember that this is not the first time I've heard those names. I see. This is a dream. This happened in the past. I've been in this room before. If my memory is correct, what he says next is...
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. It is a room that only those who are bound by a contract may enter. It may be that such a fate awaits you in the near future.
The words I expect to hear fall from the old man's mouth. I'm surprised that I still remember them. Another me, the one not in the dream, can't help but smile at that.
Now then, why don't you introduce yourself?
I remember this too. When I said my name here, it forged a contract with them. And so I answer. Chad. When I open my eyes, the light is so blinding that I have to squint. For a moment, I can't figure out where I am, and I look around.
Right. I was on my way back.
I mutter to myself and look out the window. The sky is somewhat cloudy, unfortunately, but the scenery is as peaceful as always. It seems that I fell asleep on the train headed to the countryside where I spent the last year, in Inaba. If I recall correctly, when I first came to that town, it was an afternoon just like this. I dozed off in the same way back then and was summoned to the Velvet Room. That was when Igor said that misfortunes would befall me, and just as he foretold, I was dragged into an outrageous murder mystery. That was no ordinary case. The Midnight Channel, shadows and personas, the powers of the heart. I saw things that could scarcely be believed. But I made memories there that could never be replaced as well. We gained the powers of the personas, and we suffered together. I stood with my friends on the investigation team against these misfortunes and fought alongside them. There's no way I could have overcome such ordeals without their help.
Wonder what everyone's been up to.
After solving the mystery, it was decided that I would leave Inaba since my parents would be returning from overseas around the same time. It's been about 2 months since I last saw them all, as they said goodbye to me at the train station. I had decided to stay at the Dojima residence during Golden Week so that I could spend the holiday with my friends. Of course, my uncle was happy to hear this, and his only daughter, Nanako, should be glad to see me too.
Oh, damn it. I still haven't picked up Yosuke's gift.
Oh, you gotta pick up a gift for your boyfriend. Well, it is something quite particular, I guess. Actually, I'd received a call from Teddy, one of my investigation team friends, this morning. The details of the conversation were a bit troublesome.
Hello? Is this Sensei?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really sorry to bring this up, but I forgot to tell you something very important.
Ugh.
I have a special request for the souvenirs I'm sure you'll be bringing your bear's friend.
Teddy, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to tell people what you want them to bring you as souvenirs. I already have souvenirs for everyone, but oh well. Sure enough, Teddy was only asking for some snacks that aren't sold in Inaba, so it wasn't much trouble. But there was one problem.
Oh, and one more thing. Can I ask you to pick up something for Yosuke, too?
I was planning on bringing something for everyone anyway, but go ahead.
Cool! Well, Yosuke's been down in the dumps after his mommy burned his favorite nurse. She was what I called scorching hot. Just kidding.
A nurse?
Ah, come on, Sensei. You know what I'm talking about. His nurse magazine with the chest examinations and the bear behinds.
I see. And you expect me to buy him a replacement?
Of course, silly. People coming to visit are supposed to bring presents.
Oh my god, we're buying our friend porn!
All right. Oh,
This is
I was planning
amazing.
to head back tomorrow, but since we're meeting up early, I decided to go back today.
What a story.
Can you pass that on to everyone?
Aha! Then the sexy nurses will be arriving even sooner. It'll be like, Sensei, we have an emergency patient. Yosuke will be so happy. Okay then, we'll be waiting for you.
I'm a little worried now. I hope he isn't telling everybody something that would give them the wrong idea. Well, I should just call again once I get there. But in the end,
Nurses, huh?
I wasn't able to pick one up for him. How can I put it? I'd feel bad for Yosuke if I gave him that magazine and every time he opened it, his friends' faces kept popping up in his head. That would be weird. That'd be weird if my friend masturbated to me. And I have to think Yosuke has his pride too. He doesn't need me buying him this stuff. And again, this is Yosuke we're talking about. I'm sure he'll understand if I explain my reasoning. Probably.
Now pulling into Yaso Inaba. This will be the last stop. Yaso Inaba.
Oh.
End of the line already. It looks like I've been asleep for a lot longer than I thought. Just as I thought that thought came to me, a certain worry crossed my mind. If I had a dream of the Velvet Room, does that mean I'm going to be dragged into another adventure? No, I shouldn't think such things. I'm overthinking it. Igor had said, I am delighted to make your acquaintance, after all, so it's nothing but a dream. No, Inaba is where Persona 4 is, honey. It's quite misleading since I've had dreams of being summoned into that room ever since. The train begins to slow and I take that as my cue to gather my belongings from the luggage rack above me. When the train comes to a complete stop and the doors open, even the smell of the wind invokes a sense of nostalgia. I think I'm getting a little too sentimental. I step out to the platform with a wry smile. I'm standing in front of the train station, but this town is as quiet as it's always been. I realize that the sun has started to set and the orange sky envelops the world.
Now, what should I do?
Today is May 2nd. According to the calendar, the latter half of the holidays will begin tomorrow. I told Dojima-san that I was going to arrive today, but it seems he's been too busy with work to come and get me. Ryotaro Dojima. He's my uncle. I stayed with him last year. He's a detective with the Inaba police, and he's raising his elementary school-age daughter, Nanako, by himself. It seems that he was suddenly contacted by a detective from the Metropolitan Police Department regarding last year's case and will have to work late. What happened last year was very serious, so I get it's not too surprising that he's so busy. He shouldn't have worried about it. I recall how apologetic he sounded over the phone and can't help smiling. I told him that I knew the way over from the station, but a bag packed with necessities and souvenirs for everyone turned out to be quite a load. Nanako must be waiting for me alone at the house, so I want to get there as soon as possible, too. To be honest, I don't know when the bus will come. Maybe I should just call for a taxi. Just as I'm thinking this.
Huh? Nanako?
Big bro!
Aww! It is Nanako! There's no way I'd mistake her.
You came to meet me all on your own?
Why did she come to the station all by herself? True, the Dojima residence is within walking distance, but it couldn't have been easy for her. And even though it's still light out right now, it will get dark soon, and the country roads are barely lit. What would she have done if I hadn't been here? I'm about to voice my concerns, but Nanako sounds slightly proud when she says,
Don't worry, Dad knows about it. He gave me money for the bus.
Aww.
He said he couldn't make it, so I came instead. Welcome back, big bro. I wanted to see you so much. I love her!
Thanks. I'm happy to see you again, too.
I see. She must have wanted to show me that she's grown up, too. She is around that age, after all. For a moment, I'm surprised that Dojima-san let her do this. But I can kind of imagine what kind of conversation took place. Nanako had always been a capable girl, but over the past year, her housekeeping skills have improved greatly, and she's proven herself to be very reliable. She takes the lead in many things within the house. Oh, excuse me. And even Dojima-san can't compete with her sometimes. I can easily imagine that scene in my head. And it's true that I'm glad someone came to welcome me. I take Nanako's hand and we begin walking side by side.
Well, no sense standing around here. What's in the fridge at home?
Lots. Dad and I bought a ton of stuff since you were coming to visit.
If Nanako says so, then he really must have bought a lot. Dojima-san did say he'd pick up dinner for us, but if that's the case, maybe I should put together something to go with it. I ask Nanako what she wants to eat, and she looks back with a twinkle in her eyes.
Are you gonna cook dinner? Ooh, I wanna help.
Nanako and I make some small talk while we walk through Inaba together for the first time in a little while. Right? Oh my gosh, it makes me so happy. Being here like this makes me feel as if I've gone back in time to a year ago. Dabu, 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 dabu. After we get back to the Dojima home, I hurry and unpack my belongings before heading to the kitchen. Nanako helps me out as diligently as she had claimed earlier. The way she mixes the eggs seems more skillful than before. You're such a good girl, Nanako.
Good evening. This is the Evening Journal with news for May 2nd. Our top story is on the domestic airline that was hijacked yesterday.
The TV in the living room echoes through the house. Thinking back on it, it was quite often in this place. When I first came to Inaba, Nanako was practically being raised by the television. There had to have been this odd sense of distance between us around that time. She hadn't started calling me Big Bro, and we didn't cook together like we're doing now. It's the little things that bring back memories. Right as we're about done making dinner, Dojima-san arrives with some deluxe sushi. Nanako quickly gets up and rushes to the door. She seems so happy when her father comes home. Dojima-san apologizes about the sudden increase in his workload, and then we all sit at the table and begin eating. Being here like this makes me feel like the 2 months I was gone never happened at all. There's a warm atmosphere as if I've always been a part of this family and have lived here with them my entire life. I thank both of them from deep in my heart, and after I give them the souvenirs I bought for them, we enjoy chatting with each other as a family. You heading to bed? Good night, honey. I love you.
Phew.
Hee-haw! Another familiar room. This is the room that was prepared for me on the second floor of the Dojima residence. Nanako had fallen asleep after all the excitement. After carrying her to her room, I tell my uncle that I'll be going to bed early as well, since I have plans. Oh, dude, look, the calendar has Catherine on it now instead of Persona 3. That's fun. All he said was okay, gesturing towards the second floor. I'm a little perplexed by this, but I have my suspicions. As I opened the door to my old room, it seems I was right. The room is no different than it had been when I was living here. It's exactly the same as it was when I left Inaba. I close the door with a feeling of wistfulness. As I sit down on my sofa and consider my uncle's thoughtfulness, I sigh in exhaustion from the long journey. I'll be able to see my friends tomorrow. Considering that there are still several days left in this holiday, it may be nice to leave early tomorrow and go visit the shopping district.
It's raining.
The time is just before midnight. In mere moments, it will be a new day. Whenever it rains at night, I end up checking the time. While I spent the last year in Inaba, I was always checking for the Midnight Channel, which was a popular urban legend here in Inaba. It's a bad habit of mine, even when I'm not here. If you look at a turned-off TV at midnight on a rainy night, you will see your soulmate. Discovering that this rumor was actually true was the first reason why I became involved in the murder investigation last year. But the person who actually appears on the Midnight Channel isn't your soulmate. It's the next victim. After discovering this, we all nervously sat before our TVs on rainy nights in order to solve the case.
That brings back some memories. Nothing will show anymore, though.
Will nothing really appear, though? I suddenly have doubts. Why would I think that? After we solved that case, we all confirmed that the Midnight Channel wasn't appearing anymore. The empty screens stay silent. So why?
Just in case.
It's not going to turn on. There's no way. The more I think about it, the more I feel my resolve fading. I peer into the TV screen as if something is drawing me into it. The only thing I see is my reflection in the dark glass of the CRT television. Or so I thought.
Rivals. They are friends, yet powerful foes. The desperate fighting program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
May the manliest of all men come on down!
Nobody touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex kingpin of steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that bores me has gotta go!
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore who's discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
You need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince, the unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
I'll finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muscles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi! Deep into realms of romance, the body of a child, the brain of a genius.
Oh my god.
2000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane.
Killjoy?
Is this an army of idiots?
Fight and survive towards the one throne waiting at the end. The P1 Grand Prix where fierce fights will be fought. The battle begins tonight.
What? The fuck?
What on earth was that?
I am so confused.
What? Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel?
Was that me? Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel. I'm impressed. There's so much wrong with that phrase. I don't know where to begin. No, I shouldn't be thinking about that. Those words aren't the problem here. I hurry to make sure that the TV isn't plugged in. That was the Midnight Channel. What it was actually showing was rather ridiculous, but thinking back, everything the Midnight Channel showed last year didn't make much sense either. I'm suddenly gripped by tension. If the Midnight Channel is appearing again, I have to find out why. I pulled out my cell phone and searched for Yosuke's number.
Let's see. H. Hanamura Yosuke.
I quickly hit the call button. Does everyone know about this? Is everyone aware that the Midnight Channel is still being broadcast? Did everyone hear about the Sister Complex thing? Do they know that it's showing us? And that we've been given taglines that can only be described as uncharitable?
Hello, this is Yosuke.
Yosuke?
It's nothing. I just freaked out when you called all of a sudden. Yeah, that's it. What's up? Hey, when do you want to meet?
I can tell what's going on just by the sound of his voice. Yosuke knows about what's happened on the Midnight Channel just now, and he's trying to hide that from me. Considering that I've been out of Inaba for a while, I bet he's trying to keep me from worrying about it. There's no need for him to be concerned about that. And again, I can kind of understand how he feels. I am his friend, after all.
That's not why I was calling. I saw the Midnight Channel. You saw it too, right?
Huh?
I can easily hear Yosuke panicking on the other side of the phone. He's probably surprised that I saw the Midnight Channel when I shouldn't even be in Inaba right now. He must be thinking that the Midnight Channel is now appearing on national TV network. Looks like Teddy didn't tell them after all.
Did Teddy not tell you? Since we're meeting up early tomorrow, I decided to come today. I figured you wouldn't think I could have seen it, so I gave you a call.
Well, I assumed you weren't here yet, so I didn't want to rely on you.
You haven't changed. So how about it? You're not gonna leave this be, are you, Captain Rasantama?
Why'd you zero in on that part? Did you see how they called you a Sister Complex Kingpin?
Mine's not that bad.
You think? Oh, I ought to tell you, that program's not the only strange thing lately. Teddy, Rise, and Kanji aren't here either. They disappeared.
For a moment, I'm at a loss for words. Not only has the Midnight Channel come back on, we've lost contact with 3 of our friends. I have a bad feeling about this. I can't believe that those 2 things are unrelated.
All right, we should get together tomorrow like we planned.
Yeah, at the Jeunesse food court. Welcome back, partner.
I'm suddenly reminded that I haven't even greeted Yosuke yet. I finally feel the sense of worry fade a little, and I answer with a smile.
It's good to be here.
No matter what has happened, our friends may be in danger. If that's so, then there's only one thing to do. Speaking of things I have to do.
Oh, right. Sorry to say, I forgot to pick up your souvenir.
A souvenir? Don't even worry about it, man.
You sure? I thought you were really looking forward to it. Those nurses.
Nurses?
I had a feeling he wouldn't get it if I don't tell him flat out. This is rather hard to bring up, but oh well.
Yeah, Teddy asked me to get it for you. He said you were crushed that they got burned.
Oh, wait, this is all...
I didn't know you were into nurses.
Shut up! That's enough! Damn it, you're trying to wind me up, aren't you? Stay home, you jerk.
But I'm already here. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
At least it seems like he understands about his souvenir. In any case, the preparations have been made. Tomorrow I'll meet with everyone to sort through whatever information we have on this situation. If we have to, we'll go back into that world. It'd be best if this was all just our imaginations. But unfortunately, we know that the Midnight Channel wouldn't have appeared without a reason. I should make sure I'm ready for tomorrow and get some rest. Great at your Jeunesse. This place is lively as always. I look across the food court on June's roof for the first time in a while. Even though there aren't many people in Inaba, this place is exceptionally crowded. Plus, because it's Golden Week as well, I feel like it's busier than usual. I happen to run into Yosuke at the elevators. We briefly greet each other. Guys are weird like that. The closer we are, the more simple our interactions when we meet each other face to face. The two of us step out to the food court. We immediately find Yukiko and Chie. They wave back at us past the playground area from the bench they're sitting on.
Good to see you guys again.
Welcome back! We missed you! The guest of honor's finally here! You're looking well.
Welcome back. Should we...
Huh? Oh, he already knows about the Midnight Channel thing. He's actually the one who called me up about it.
Oh, I see. This has turned into a pretty thrown-together reunion, hasn't it? But I'm glad you came.
We chat some more while we all sit down. Then Yosuke stands up and clears his throat loudly. He's probably been waiting for the right moment to say something. He hasn't mentioned anything to me, but I can easily guess what he's about to say. We all look towards Yosuke.
Well, it sucks that we can't hang out more before jumping into another mystery, but to celebrate our partner's return, I hereby reinstate the investigation team in response to the Midnight Channel going back on the air last night.
Oh, the team is back! Just hearing that name again gets me all fired up. Yeah, let's do this!
I don't think the applause is necessary.
Why not? It's been 2 months since we last saw each other, after all. Chie and Yukiko start chuckling when I shrug, and though Yosuke seems saddened at that, he still ends up laughing along as well. It's a relief to see that they're the same as always, but because of that, it makes me even more worried about the friends that aren't here right now. We can't start slacking off. We begin to sort through the information that we know about already.
Well, let's get cracking. I mean, this is no laughing matter. No one's heard from Teddy, Kanji, or Rise. Just those three, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hold of Naoto-kun, but I didn't tell her about this stuff. She told me she couldn't make it today because of her job, so I didn't want to worry her. She seemed pretty bummed that she couldn't be here too.
If she has a reason for not being here and we can still contact her, then Naoto should be fine. That leaves Teddy, Rise, and Kanji. Not hearing back from them after an entire day has passed isn't normal at all. The relationship between their sudden disappearance and the reappearance of the Midnight Channel last night disturbs me.
One thing's been bothering me. The picture on the TV was very clear last night.
Yeah. Going by the pattern from last year, it wouldn't be that clear until after the victim entered the TV.
Hey, isn't this the first time a big group of people was shown together? Plus, we're still here. Why us anyway? And what's up with those insulting descriptions?
Chie seems pretty angry about it. Many of the locals know about the rumor of the Midnight Channel. In other words, this troubling broadcast has already been seen by who knows how many people. From what I've been told, the moment Chie tried to ask another student about the Midnight Channel, the other girl ran away with a look of fear on her face. It's no surprise that Chie would be angry. But in the end...
What bothers me most is Teddy. He was acting like the host of that show.
Yeah, and we can't find him.
This smells fishy. Then again, I doubt he would play a prank like this for no reason.
I guess we'll just have to go inside the TV and find out what's going on.
That's right. Go inside the TV. Out of everything, that was the element that shook our common sense the most out of everything we experienced last year. Actually, the murders in last year's events happened in another world inside the television. This world is filled with monsters called shadows that are born from people's hearts. Because my friends and I gained personas, the power to defeat these shadows, we were able to enter the TV screens and find them.
Won't we be stuck in there without Teddy to give us an exit?
But even we persona users who find it extremely difficult to leave that world on our own. In order to come back, we need the exit TV that our friend Teddy was capable of creating.
Not so. I've had Teddy keep the exit TV out on that side.
Look at you, all prepared.
I mean, think about it. What if we were half asleep and fell into a TV when Teddy wasn't over there? Isn't that a scary thought?
Like anyone would be that clumsy.
Anyway, it sounds like it's safe for us to go investigate then.
No matter what the reason, it's reassuring to know that we have an exit strategy ready for us. To be honest, I almost fell into the first time it appeared in my room after all.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's going on in there. Is everyone ready?
We're all good to go. To tell the truth, I had a hunch that this was going to happen.
We all share a look to confirm our intentions. All of them nod back. I can see the seriousness in their eyes. Even though there was a 2-month gap since I last saw them, they still continue to put their trust in me. I feel a slight sense of pride as I stand up from the bench. The large screen TV in the electronics department is directly below the food court. That was the entrance we always used last year.
It's a holiday, so the store's full of people.
Huh. Feel like things are picking up around town.
It's time to go. Hello. All the models are on sale right now.
You know, it's been a while since last time.
I'm a little nervous. Whoa, wait! There are still people in this aisle!
Hey, get ready!
Huh?
The customers are going away!
Let's go, Murder Squad, let's go!
Let's go!
Woo! Ah, so nostalgic.
Isn't this different from usual? Oh no! What do we do?
What can we do? We can't stop now!
I hear a voice. It's a woman's voice. It sounds familiar to me. This voice is...
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Hi, Margaret. I don't sense that distinctive floating feeling that I usually have when I enter the TV world. When I concentrate, I realize that I must be sitting in a chair. The moment I open my eyes, I see vibrant blue. The Velvet Room. I visited this place an untold number of times last year and once more in my dreams yesterday. I never thought I would return to this place.
Huh? It's not a dream this time? What's going on? Didn't my contract end already?
Igor, who usually sits front and center, is nowhere to be seen. The one to greet me is the woman with silver hair, Margaret. Could this be a personal summoning, then? That happened a few times last year, too. Margaret smiles as if she senses my suspicions.
This room is tied to your fate. Nothing that occurs here is meaningless. Though you reached an end to one journey, you now find yourself here again. This shows that you will once again be faced with a question.
A question? And something really is going on?
Another mystery has appeared, and we're about to be dragged into it again. Could that be what she means?
From here on, what befalls you will upset your status quo. It is true that you've opened the door once already, but all things change. Nothing ever remains the same. What you gained before will change over time as well. You will have to face them once again.
Face them? Again?
The first thing that Margaret's words stir up in my mind is the sight of my friends' smiling faces. Is that going to change? No, that can't be true. And face them again? That's impossible. Once I wake up and leave this room, I should still be with my friends. There's no need to jump to conclusions. But Margaret appears to have anticipated my thoughts and smiles while narrowing her eyes.
Show me how you will proceed down the path that awaits beyond the door you've opened.
The fuck that mean, bitch? My vision wavers and the blue light before me vanishes quickly. Wait, I still need to know what you mean by those words. be?
Where am I?
Where did I get thrown to when I left that blue room? The scenery is so unexpected that I'm at a loss. This is a school. Isn't the music room of Yasogami High? I attended this school with my friends until recently. There's no mistaking it. We entered the TV together, so why am I here? No, that's not right.
This is... No, wait. This has to be the TV world.
The graffiti on the ground. Shoes placed like they're from some kind of ritual. The eerily shining eyes of the portraits on the wall. The more carefully I look, the more I realize this place is not the real Yasogami High. Most of all, I sense no warmth from this place, like I always did from the students who would come and go from here. Just a second. This is a fake. It's definitely not the school I attended. But what happened to turn the world inside the TV to this? On top of that, we entered the TV from our usual entrance, but it ended up in a completely different place.
This has never happened before.
I also realize that my friends aren't with me either. Did we somehow get separated? I start to feel chills down my spine, and I look around.
Hello! Sorry for the wait. Greetings, boys and girls of Yasogami. The P1 Grand Prix is about to begin. There's no need for manners or courtesy or anything today, so let it all hang out. Tell us how you really feel.
What the?
Is that you, Rise? I shout out questions, but she doesn't answer. This is Rise Kujikawa, one of our friends in the investigation team that we couldn't contact, and my girlfriend! Does she not hear me, or is she choosing not to respond? As I ask myself this, I hear different voices echoing as well. I look around in surprise. These voices, it's not just from one or two people. I see countless students staring at me from the hallways, the entrance, everywhere I turn.
May I have your attention, please? I, Rosette, will be your commentator. But first, the General has a few words for you all.
What's going on? Why are there so many people inside the TV world? Before I can think of any answers, Rise makes another announcement. As if on cue, the monitor in the music room turns on. What appeared on it was Teddy. He was wearing a strange hat and cape, just like he did on the Midnight Channel last night. First Rise and now Teddy? What are they doing?
You're all here now. Well then, I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix!
Again, that's the same bizarre tournament that was shown on the Midnight Channel. Then is Teddy really the one behind this insanity?
Teddy, what's going on here? We came to look for you and Rise and...
Always with the talking, Sensei. It's a big waste of time. Less talk and more fighting. For the next challenger, come on down!
Teddy looks away and makes a dismissive gesture. Smoke suddenly bursts out from underneath me and robs me of any visibility. Is there someone behind that white curtain? Eventually, my field of vision begins to clear. I keep my guard up, expecting anything. But who should appear but Yosuke? Though I hadn't expected to run... This is fucking P3 music. Though I hadn't expected to run into him like this, I'm relieved to see he's safe. Teddy did say something about a challenger just a moment ago. I recall that the P1 Grand Prix that appeared on the Midnight Channel looked a lot like some kind of fighting competition. Wait, am I supposed to fight Yosuke now? That's not funny at all.
Great. They're expecting you and me to fight.
Looks like. Sheesh, what's Teddy thinking?
Starting that up already? I won't let you get all buddy-buddy with each other. These battles are fought to the death.
Only the victor can proceed!
This joke's gone on far enough, Teddy. We're not gonna play along with that.
I look over at Yosuke, hoping that he would agree with me. But he doesn't appear interested in what I have to say.
Oh, really? I guess he should declare me the winner then.
Yosuke?
What? You don't plan on fighting, right? That means I win by default.
That was not what I was expecting to hear. What's gotten into you, Yosuke? Do you have some reason to be talking like this? I can't figure out what's going on. Yosuke continued to speak in a carefree manner and said something that I simply couldn't believe.
Oh, but is that okay with you? I mean, since Nanako-chan's here and all?
Nanako's here?
Wait, really? You haven't seen her? She's with Teddy.
That can't be. I saw Nanako back at the house when I left this morning. And even then, Nanako can't enter the TV world on her own. But she's in this world? I can't believe it for a moment. But what if it's true? Just coming into this world can tire a person out very quickly. On top of that, if someone who can't use a persona comes here, it can sometimes even be fatal.
Where is she? Yosuke, where's Nanako?
Whoa, what's gotten into you, partner? No need to get hysterical.
Why are you so calm about this? You know what happened to her last time she came here.
Yeah. Nanako did come into this world once last year. It was not something any one of us would have wanted to happen. That was the start of the whole chain of events. Remembering them is heart-wrenching even now. So why? No, even then, it might be wrong for me to lash out at Yosuke for the way he's acting. Calm down, I need to think straight here. All Yosuke said was that he saw her with Teddy. Then, was Nanako brought here by Teddy if he's the leader of this tournament?
Yosuke, be straight with me. Are you sure Nanako's with Teddy?
How should I know? If I had to guess, I'd say she's probably still with him. Man, are you alright? Are you that worried about Nanako-chan? It's no wonder people look at you funny, thinking you have a sister complex.
Shut the fuck up. The sense of wrongness that I've been feeling this whole time is getting even stronger. True, Yosuke may say some insensitive things, but mostly that's because he reads too much into a situation and acts out over it. He's not the type of guy to enjoy making hurtful remarks like that.
Yosuke, are you alright?
Huh? What are you talking about? I should be the one saying that to you. She's not even your real sister. All that big bro stuff really creeps me out. It was a while ago that I saw her. It's probably too late to save her now. You know how things went last year, after all.
Yosuke.
He's definitely not the Yosuke I know. Yosuke is my friend. He wouldn't be so callous as that. At least, I thought so up until now. He was the one who had to face the pain of losing someone he cared about when the murders first started last year. I can't hate him for accidentally mentioning someone who is dead, but the way he's acting, he's doing this on purpose. I silently draw my sword and face Yosuke.
Draw your weapon. You'll get your fight.
What? Dude, what are you saying? You told me you let me win by default.
To be honest, I'd been thinking that this Yosuke before me was some kind of fake. I even wondered if something had happened to him and Yosuke's shadow had appeared again in this world. But the wrongness that I keep sensing is nothing like that. This probably is the real Yosuke. And the strangeness I feel is because these words really are coming out of the mouth of someone I never thought would say them.
I don't know if you're
so,
being controlled or if there's something else going on here. Either way, you must understand the best way to resolve the situation.
There's no way to tell if what I'm saying is getting through to him at all. But if I want to figure out what's going on, I'll just have to fall for this trap once.
Sorry, but I'm gonna go all out. No hard feelings.
Huh? All that talk and you're gonna fight against your partner after all? Well, whatever. Let's hurry up and get this started. Ready?
Alright. This is my first time playing the gameplay of this game, so I hope it goes alright. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if the fighting game is, you know, bad or good, you know.
Final. Fight!
Yeah! No crap! Just getting started! Persona! Not bad! No crap! Not bad! Not bad! Not bad! No crap! Just getting started! Stay down! Closing in! Just getting started! Kidding me?
Whew.
A round of applause for both sides.
All right. I am nervous. And I hope I get better at this play style.
Sensei, keep that up and zoom on ahead.
Ahead? You're gonna continue with this? Teddy, about Nanako.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. If you want to find out, you'll have to get to me. And I can't say why, but I think you should hurry.
The monitor shuts off. I still haven't learned anything about Nanako, but he did seem to have been expecting me to ask about her. I don't want to think about it, but Nanako really may be here. The moment the monitor turned off, the students began to leave like waves in the receding tide. No, they don't look like students anymore. There's something inhuman just taking shape of students. I was too focused on the fight to notice, but it seems their true forms were coming through. They look like silhouettes. Could they be shadows? Even so, I don't sense any hostility from them. Well, if they're not a threat and they're going away, there's no need to chase after them. Besides, there's something more important to do right now.
Yosuke, are you alright?
I walk towards where Yosuke lies, collapsed on the ground, and give him my hand to help him up.
Ow! Couldn't you hold back a little? I seriously thought you were gonna kill me.
The same went for you. I wouldn't have stood a chance if I held back on you.
Yosuke grimaces in pain as he stands, but he doesn't seem to have suffered any severe injuries. That's good. I knew I couldn't risk going easy on him, so I was a little worried that I'd actually hurt him. But once we get a good look at each other, Yosuke's demeanor suddenly changes.
Anyway, that aside, shut up about the nurses already. It's not like that's the only thing I ever think about.
What's this about nurses?
Huh? You were harping on it the whole time. How can you stand there and constantly bash my taste in women with a straight face? Is it such a crime to like nurses?
Wait a second.
I don't understand why he's suddenly angry, but he's not making any sense at all. I tell Yosuke to calm down and we go over what he thought had happened before the fight. We learned that our memories of what each of us had been saying didn't match up at all. According to Yosuke, it seemed that I'd been, well, teasing him about his taste in women. Yosuke was so heated up over what I'd supposedly said that he almost went into graphic detail, but I stopped him before things went too far. I mean, really, it's best for both of us if we pretend this never happened. But thanks to our conversation after the battle, I've come to realize something. If we'd been hearing each other say things neither of us had been meaning to say, then...
Yosuke, let me ask you something. Is it true that Nanako is here in this world?
She is?
Yosuke is at a loss for words. He had no idea what I was talking about. It's just as I thought. Yosuke doesn't know anything about Nanako. If that's true, then what I heard Yosuke saying before the fight was something that Yosuke couldn't possibly have said. This only makes me more convinced that I have the right idea. What I had heard wasn't what Yosuke had meant to say. I don't know how, but something else had made Yosuke say those words, even if he didn't know he was saying them. That reminds me, Teddy on the screen had said that I needed to get to him if I wanted to find out the truth. Does that mean that Teddy has done this to us?
I guess there's no choice but to keep going.
Nanako is good friends with Teddy. I don't want to imagine it happening, but if he wanted to kidnap her, it's certainly possible he could have. I want to go home at once and check to make sure she's okay, but I have no idea where I am. Even worse, Teddy holds the means of returning to the real world. There's no way out of here unless I find him on my own.
Taking off?
Yeah.
Well, be careful.
Be careful. I'm worried about you. Do your best. I sense a lot of emotions behind those words. Yes, I know that now I'm hearing the real Yosuke. I take Yosuke's cheering me on to heart and leave the music room. Teddy has said that only the winner can go on in this tournament. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's probably not a lie. Yosuke understands that as well. That's why he's trusting me to sort it all out and lets me go without much talk. He's frustrated that he can't help me out. I could just be jumping to conclusions there. After all, Teddy did say there was the rule, but we don't have any proof either way. Well, I might as well see what he meant by that. I stop walking and turn back to Yosuke.
Oh, one last thing. About those nurses.
Quit it already! Are you out of your mind again?
Yosuke turns bright red and rushes towards me, flailing wildly in an attempt to stop me from finishing. And there's a painful sounding noise as he runs into something invisible and slowly slides to the floor. Jack! Hi! Welcome, welcome! We're playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax!
What is this?
So there's an invisible wall. Looks like the loser can't leave the room.
Looks like there's some force that prevents the loser from leaving the area where the fight took place. It's likely that every time one of these battles happens here, the winner will get sorted out this way. That's annoying.
I see how it works now. Thanks.
If Teddy really has kidnapped Nanako, there's no time to lose.
Don't use me as your guinea pig. Wait, that's it? Hey, don't wear yourself out, all right?
I turn away as Yosuke shouts at me. Not to worry, Yosuke. I'll give him a quick smile. Oh, I give him a quick smile before leaving the area for real this time. I'm excited too. Thanks for coming in, Jack. At that moment, I feel a wave of disorientation crash over me. I'm surprised that this is happening without warning, but it's not a threat. After all, I know this feeling all too well. Oh, we're back in the Velvet Room.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I had been leaving the music room, but now I'm sitting in the Velvet Room for some reason. Margaret greets me with her usual smile. This room truly is mysterious. But why would she summon me like this? Margaret sees my suspicious expression and speaks up.
Things have only just begun, and yet you already seem tired. The misfortune that has befallen you can be thought of as a sort of trial.
A trial?
I want to know the details behind her words, but I know that she won't answer me, even if I ask. The inhabitants of the Velvet Room never reveal everything. That's because they can only watch over the choices their guests make. Margaret's smile broadens when she sees that I don't intend to ask her anything.
Indeed. I am an observer on your journey. I would do nothing so thoughtless as to force you to make choices. You do not need such provocations. I already know that you shine brilliantly enough.
This shine she speaks of, could it be my ability to use personas?
Yes, that is part of your brilliance. Personas are masks of resolution, strengthened by controlling one's heart, by forming bonds. You understand this well, don't you?
Yeah, that's how we all fought up till now.
Yes, indeed. But one's heart is intangible. It cannot be seen and cannot be felt. When polished, it releases a strong light unlike anything else. But it can also be clouded by trivial things. Have you ever felt that way?
That may be true.
You may be more conscious of that fact than most, because you hold the power of the wild card.
Sorry, I was moving to get more comfortable. My model just freaked the fuck out. Excuse me. Margaret's voice fades away as she answers me.
From here on,
you.
You will be forced to re-examine the things you know as bonds.
Uh-oh. My face is acting
How will you
weird.
face the changes to come, and what choices will you make?
That was weird. Oh boy. When I open my eyes again, I'm in the school's hallway. I turn around and see the door to the music room close behind me. Was I only summoned to the Velvet Room in spirit? There's no way for me to figure out what just happened, but I think back on what Margaret had told me.
The changes, huh?
Even though the people of the Velvet Room avoid saying much, what little they do have to say always has meaning. Well, it's true that Margaret has said some strange things while I've known her. But she's never said anything meaningless while on duty. I would assume that this would be the case now. I may have to keep her words to heart. Oh, for sure, for sure. In any case, I need to concentrate on this case for now. I'm sure I'll understand the meaning behind what she said when the time comes. I must proceed. Though this bizarre place looks nothing like Yasogami High I attend, the buildings seem strangely familiar as I run through it. Teddy had appeared on the monitor in the music room. From the look of things, he appeared to be behind what was happening. But I'd heard Risei's voice over the school's PA system before my fight with Yosuke. If this school works anything like the real one, I can make a good guess as to where Teddy and Risei are.
It might be the announcement room.
But, of course, things aren't that easy. Those invisible walls keep getting in my way wherever I go. Fucking hate Teddy. It seems that some of these walls don't let anybody through, no matter if they won or lost their fights. Every single time I run into one, I'm forced to take another path. It's like my route is already set for me.
I feel like I'm being led somewhere.
I stop for a moment in the hallway out of the practice building and mutter to myself while I look around. Where are they trying to lead me? At that moment...
Hey, you there! You're one of them participants in that there Grand Prix thing, right?
A voice that I don't recognize at all breaks me from my reverie. I instinctively jump back and draw my sword in surprise.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's the big idea? You could poke someone's eye out swinging that thing around.
What? I turn and see a girl that I've never seen before. Was she part of that crowd? No, she looks like a real person. She was caught by surprise when I suddenly pointed my weapon at her. Although she flinches, her words don't lose any of their intensity. How bold of her. That may seem like an odd thing to say, but it's what suddenly crosses my mind. But this girl doesn't seem to have any intention of attacking me. I sheath my sword, but remain cautious.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
Sorry ain't gonna cut it. What were you gonna do if you hurt one of the students here, huh? You can't go pulling that stuff without student council approval. All right, the jig is up. I'm putting the kibosh on this tournament right now.
Hey, wait, hold on a second. I'm not in this because I want to be. I'm trying to stop the tournament.
I'm trying to act non-threatening, but the girl continues to glare at me. Who in the world is this girl? She's wearing a Yasogami High uniform. She said something about the student council, but I don't recognize her. You don't encounter people here in this world that often. If a person is here, then they're either a persona user or a...
Why are you here, by the way? Wait, did you fall inside a TV?
That's right. I might have to put it a little differently, but if she can't enter a TV herself, then the only possibility is that someone threw her in. That was what was happening in the murders from last year.
All inside a TV. What kind of nonsense is that?
She's not aware of it. But if she was a persona user, I don't see why she'd hide that fact. If she was trying to keep that from me, then she wouldn't have come to talk to me like this. Then does that mean she's a victim after all? I carefully choose my words to avoid provoking the girl and introduce myself.
I'm Yu Narukami. I was a second year at Yasogami High until last year.
Huh? Last year? But that uniform.
Oh no, this is kind of my usual equipment when I'm in the TV world.
Equipment?
Never mind. Forget it.
Well, if you were only around till last year, I ain't gonna blame you for not knowing. I'm the new student council president. Nice meeting you.
The student council president? Like Mitsuru. If I'm remembering correctly, the student council election shouldn't take place before just before the holidays. Should have taken place just before the holidays. I have no knowledge of who won any of those elections since I'd left Inaba before they took place. That reminds me, I didn't have any friends on the student council last year either. This girl may very well be the president. No reason not to believe her.
Now it's your turn to spill. You said you ain't in the tournament because you want to be. Then what are you doing here? And what's this tournament about in the first place?
I feel that if I don't explain things very clearly to her, it will only provoke her further. But trying to tell her everything about what's going on here will only confuse her. I leave out the fact that this place is inside a television and tell her about the other things that are going on. First, I tell her about Teddy, that a friend of mine is likely the one who set the tournament up. Second, that I encourage some of my friends who were dragged into this as well, but they were acting strangely. And third, that my cousin, Nanako, still in elementary school, may have been dragged into this mess. The girl calling herself the student council president seems skeptical. Well, I talk, but eventually she sighs.
So if I got this right, you didn't start this, but your friend did. Well, you don't seem like you're lying.
It seems that she somehow grasped the gist of what I was trying to say. I thank her for her out of politeness, but she laughs and asks why I'm thanking her. There's still one more difficult task left at hand. How do I make her understand that this is all within another world, one accessed by going through a TV screen? She still appears to be energetic, but it doesn't change the fact that she's in danger. I have to get her out of this world no matter what. Let's go look.
I ought to tell you to go home, but I get that you're worried about your sis. Come on, let's go check it out.
We both start running at the same time. I reach my full running speed when something occurs to me. I'm surprised to see Miss President keeping pace right beside me. Just standing still in this world would be strenuous for a normal person, but she doesn't even seem out of breath. She's quite impressive. I take a moment to quietly praise the girl running next to me. We burst into the gym where all the noise came from, but there's no one here. Instead, we see huge piles of stacked chairs. They're twisted and... Uh-oh. Kanji? Is it kanji time since there's all the chairs? They're twisted and intertwined everywhere on the floor of the gym, forming a huge tower that reaches almost to the ceiling.
What is this? Who'd go to all this trouble?
The girl stares up at the chairs, seemingly dumbfounded. Suddenly, the monitor in the gym flickers to life. And as I expected, Teddy appears again in the costume.
Oh, are you on a hot date, Sensei?
Yes.
Well, that's fine with me, of course. But shouldn't you keep your mind on the fighting?
No. Only dates.
Whoa, you look so mortified. That's the face I was hoping to see.
He's not saying anything completely straight, but he's obviously hinting that he knows I'm worried about Nanako. Kinda? Yeah. I know that saving Nanako is important, but I can't leave Miss President here alone and abandon her in this world after all. Still, I feel Teddy's words causing me to doubt myself. And Miss President raises her voice.
Hey, you! You're the ringleader of this mess, aren't you? What's the idea? Raising a ruckus like this without running it by the student council? Pack it in and clean all this up already.
She speaks as fast and clearly as she had when I first met her. After getting a clear look at her, I feel like I've come to realize where she gets her courage from. She truly wishes to protect her school. Her strong awareness of her duty is surpassing her fear. But Teddy on the monitor looks annoyed and sneers at Miss President. It's incredibly detestable. I can't believe that Teddy can even make such a malicious expression.
What's that tiny thing? I'm in the middle of an important conversation with Sensei. A yappy little mutt like you should be muzzled and sit in the corner.
Oh my god!
Sit, puppy, sit!
He has absolutely no intent of dealing with her seriously. Miss President turns bright red in humiliation from being brushed off like that. This is enough. I take a step forward to put myself between the monitor and Miss President. Leave this to me.
I'll take it from here.
Miss President's lips are trembling. She must be angry that there's nothing she can do herself. I don't want that anger to be in vain, so I turn to face Teddy on the monitor.
That was pretty harsh, Teddy. Hard to believe a womanizer like you would say such things.
Huh. What's so attractive about a shameless liar like her?
Liar? Do you know something about her?
The way he said that makes it sound as if there's some history between the two of them. But as usual, he doesn't bother to give any details in his answers.
Come on, Sensei. Your opponent's getting tired of waiting for you. With the next challenger, come on down!
After that line, another cloud of smoke rises from the floor. But this time, it is Yukiko who appears.
Oh, thank goodness you're safe. What's the matter?
It's nothing. Are you all right? Has anything odd happened to you?
Odd? No, I don't think so.
Yukiko seems alarmed to see me in a defensive posture. I feel my shoulders relax in relief as I shift my weight to stand normally. It seems that she hasn't been affected like Yosuke had. I didn't think I'd been that tense, though. Now that's the Yukiko I remember. She's as sharp as always, exactly when we need her. If she's not being confused, then I can immediately ask her for some help. I try to explain what I need from her.
Nanako might be in here. I'm heading to the announcement room where Teddy is. I need you to protect this girl from me. She might be a victim of all this.
I motion towards Miss President, standing next to me. Yukiko looks at me in surprise. I don't blame her, though. But what Yukiko said next was even more surprising.
Why do I have to do that? It's not like I know her or anything.
I'm not going to help her because I don't know her? Is that really what she's saying? I can understand that she might be cautious when meeting someone for the first time, but would Yukiko really think that way? It's got to be the same as with Yosuke. That same uncanny sense of wrongness is coming back to me when I hear Yukiko speak.
Yukiko, not you too. Calm down and listen to me. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Huh? What are you saying all of a sudden? I can hear you clearly. What did you mean by you too?
When I try to question her, Yukiko's expression returns to normal. I can't tell anymore. She doesn't look like she's being controlled by someone. Am I overthinking this too much? At the very least, she doesn't seem enthusiastic about the P1 Grand Prix.
This is probably a trick the enemy is playing on us. They're trying to get us to fight each other. I'll say it one more time, Yukiko. I'd like you to
Sorry, but, I don't know how to put this. It just feels like you're being really selfish. You always help people who have nothing to do with you, and I admire that. But where does that leave us? It's always your friends who get put in danger because of your self-centeredness.
This is so mean. I'm used to hearing her voice, but her words are scathing. I'm convinced now. There's no obvious change in her attitude like there had been with Yosuke, but something must be warping Yukiko's words too. Her words may seem like a sound argument, but she means something else. I don't care if someone who isn't related to me gets hurt. That's definitely not something Yukiko would say. The real Yukiko would never say anything that disrespects the value of a life that way. Don't be deluded. Whatever happened to Yosuke is happening to Yukiko too. I don't understand the details, but Yukiko hasn't had a complete change of heart.
What the? Yuka?
When I draw my sword, Miss President quickly tries to stop me, but I can't answer her right now. If a battle will clear up this pointless misunderstanding between us, then the time to fight is now.
Ooh, now that's our senpai. You'll show no mercy, not even to a girl if it's for your own goals. You're a real bastard with a sister complex.
Stop it, please!
Pick it up and bring them all down.
This is so mean and hurtful. I ignore the taunts being delivered in Risei's voice. My girlfriend is being so mean to me. Even if our words aren't getting through to each other and we have to fight without understanding what's going on, we'll come to an understanding later. I have to believe. Tatabayo! Both myself and my friends. I hold my sword to the side to protect Miss President, who is standing behind me.
Sorry, but you need to stay back. Whatever you see here, try to stay calm. Promise me you won't run away.
What happens next will probably surprise her greatly, but I doubt Miss President will run away. Believe in the me that believes in you that believes in me. Yours is the drill that will pierce the heavens. She's already shown me how strong her determination is. I glance at her over my shoulder. Although she looks worried, she still gives me a slight nod of agreement. Now time to do this. I must end this as quickly as possible.
Persona!
Izanagi with the weird cock piece. I concentrate all my senses to summon my strength of my heart. My persona, Izanagi. If I allow myself to go easy on Yukiko, she will surely defeat me. Yukiko smiles faintly and takes her battle stance. She resisted the idea of protecting Miss President, but she seems to have no qualms whatsoever about fighting me. There's definitely something else controlling her.
Come, Konohana Sakuya.
Yukiko's black hair forms graceful arcs in the air as her persona Konohana Sakuya rises behind her. That's right, the usual Yukiko should have a beautiful heart like this. Wait for me. I will save you. I know, right? Very romantic feeling. So I'm still learning the controls, so I apologize if my combos look like absolute shite. Oh my god! How do I block? Don't mind me.
I'll show you, man. Over here.
That was awful. I had to cheese it. Oh my god. I got so scared right away. I was like, oh no. I have to be bad at this.
The winner is you, Senpai! What an utter thrashing!
I love all this animosity! These cocky, self-righteous friends showing how they really feel by beating the crap out of each other. That's the real thrill of the P1 Grand Prix!
I don't care to hear any more of Teddy's jest. I still have reservations about fighting against my friends, but I now know there's no other way to save them. I'm resolved to do what must be done. Also, there's no knowing if Teddy and Rise have been affected, just like Yosuke and Yukiko had. If they are, then there's no use in trying to talk to them through the monitor like this. That's the conclusion I've come to, but Miss President seems to have other ideas.
How much further are you gonna push this? Why are you doing it anyway? These guys are friends. What's so much fun about making friends fight each other?
I feel like her voice sounds like Amy from like the Sonic Boom series or something like that. Very close, like in voice. And it's bugging me because I'm like, I definitely know this voice. I've definitely heard it. And that's the only one I can really think of right now. Miss President vents her frustration at Teddy's image on the monitor. But I was a bit surprised at how she worded it. She seemed more upset that he was making friends fight each other, not why he had dragged an entire school into this mess. I am? Oh shit! Fuck yeah, I've got good ears. We've only just met, but she clearly sympathizes with us and understands the pain we're going through. I'm embarrassed, but proud at the same time. A girl with such compassion would be a great student council president. It's no wonder she was elected to represent the student body of Yasogami High.
It's all right. Thanks, though.
It's not all right. This is...
She's still worked up, and she lashes out at me. Perhaps her heart is a little too honest. But her anger sets my mind at ease. She's right. What General Teddy is doing right now cannot be forgiven. I really like Sonic the Hedgehog a lot, like the series and a lot of games and stuff, so just, you know, if something sounds like it's from that or like maybe Digimon, I usually pick up on that. I glare at the monitor.
Sorry, but you're not getting your wish.
What?
Did you think this would be all it took to break us apart? That it would make us hate each other? Sorry to say, but that's a huge mistake on your part. I believe in my friends. They'll never get taken in like that.
You're so stupid. What kind of sensei are you?
I'm warning you now. If you really are Teddy, then we'll get you back to normal no matter what it takes. Even if it costs us our lives. But if you're an imposter, hiding behind Teddy's face, I will make you pay for toying with us.
Teddy scoffs and turns around. The monitor suddenly switches off, suddenly turning on us without any signs of remorse. That's not like Teddy at all. No, he's most likely not the real Teddy. Seeing the anger in his face only strengthens my suspicions. Someone must be taking Teddy's form to make it look like he's the one committing these acts.
That girl's come around.
I immediately rush to Yukiko's side. I'm sorry.
Yukiko, are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't go easy on you.
No, it's okay. You weren't your usual self, but I could tell by your eyes that there was something going on. I'm sorry, too. Did I hurt you?
Kinda, yeah. I sure wouldn't want to get into it with you again.
True that. I try to pass it off as a joke, and we look at each other and laugh. Things are going the same way as they had with Yosuke. It's becoming clear now.
Hey, did I say things that offended you earlier?
Yes. You did.
Yukiko hesitates, as if even remembering it is a difficult experience. What in the world did my illusion say to her? I bet it was something horrible. Whoever's doing this is certainly finding the most annoying way of getting us to fight. But what I supposedly said to her doesn't matter. I want to know, though. Yukiko is still hesitant to bring it up, so I tell her not to worry about it.
I don't need to know what I said. I just wanted to see if my guess was right. It looks like our enemy has the power to confuse our senses. My first opponent was Yosuke, and he told me a similar story after we fought.
Huh? You said something bad to Yosuke-kun too? What did you tell him?
You sure you want to know?
Yes. If I'm the only one admitting to what happening, that's not fair, is it? But that curiosity is in line with the Yukiko I know. My curiosity is awful. I evade the issue with a smile and call out to Miss President, who's standing behind us.
What kind of people are you? Oh, right. We used our personas.
Yeah, we should at least explain to her what's going on.
She did see everything that had just happened. This would be a good opportunity to tell her everything. I introduce Miss President and Yukiko to each other and fill in the parts that I had left out of my previous explanation. I tell her about the personas. I tell her that we're actually in a world inside the television. And I tell her how the scenery here changes according to the hearts of the people who enter it. She looks doubtful while I'm talking, but considering that she's just seen our personas only moments ago, she doesn't immediately deny it. Still, it seems that she can't accept it all, either. She crosses her arms as if lost in thoughts, all alone. That's for you Fire Emblem fans. On the other hand, it seems that Yukiko didn't know that Yasogami High had a new student council president either. Yukiko apologizes for not having paid attention to the elections in April.
And that's it in a nutshell.
So, that's what you meant by falling into a TV.
Yeah, which makes me believe this school could be a part of your mind that's materialized.
This school came from me? That's a lot to swallow. I'm not surprised. Why is it different this time around, though? Usually the victim's shadow appears first.
That's right. I had doubts about that, too. There's a reason why it's dangerous for people who can't use their personas to enter the world. Besides the obvious reasons, such as not being able to escape and being unable to protect themselves from shadows, a person's shadow separates from them. The shadows that split off are strongly attached to the original people they came from and will try to harm them in order to become independent identities. I hadn't given it much thought since Miss President seems so energetic, but it's still possible that this has happened to her as well. I put this together with the conversation I had with Teddy a moment ago and come to a conclusion.
Teddy who's hosting this tournament. What if he's actually this girl's shadow?
Huh?
I noticed he got agitated when I called him an imposter. A fake Teddy would mean he's someone else using Teddy's form.
I see. If this place reflects Miss President's heart, her shadow must be here. And right now, the strongest candidate is...
That's right. If we both saw an illusion, then at the very least, the enemy has the power to delude our senses and make us see and hear things that aren't there. On top of that, it can alter what others hear us say and see us do. If it can do that, then I can easily see that our enemy can use that power to change its appearance. That means it could be impersonating Teddy and leading this tournament. That still leaves the question as to why it would take on the appearance of someone it doesn't know. I've seen shadows in the past that took on bizarre appearances, but this is the first time I've seen one impersonate an existing person. Does this shadow have some kind of objective? When I come to my senses, I see that Miss President has turned pale and is staring down at the ground. All this talk of shadows in another world doesn't seem to be reaching her, but she seems troubled at the thought that she might be causing all this trouble. I'm about to tell her that the actions of her shadow aren't her fault, but Miss President rises to her feet.
I'm gonna check out the announcement room. That General Teddy's behind the whole shebang, right? And if he came from me, then I gotta own up to the responsibility. A student body president, I can't let this go.
Wait, you're being reckless. We'll take care of the shadow. You need to...
What? Get out of this TV world? And how am I supposed to do that? Go on. Show me the door.
Well...
Her eyes are filled with the fires of determination, just as they had been when I first met her. Her sense of responsibility and her awareness of her duty say that she will never back down.
Your little cousin's in the announcement room, and you're gonna go save her, right? I might not be as strong as the two of you, but I'm no slouch in a fight.
No worries.
Wouldn't it be better if we went together?
No, don't you understand? This world is...
I know it's dangerous, but there's gotta be something only I can do to help. Hell, that aside, I can't leave after causing so much trouble. Making friends fight each other. I'm going on ahead. You don't want to waste time arguing, yeah?
Miss President declares this in a voice that brooks no argument and takes off running. Yikes, I wasn't expecting her to behave rashly like this. I remembered how fast she can run. If I'm going to go after her, I need to go at once or I'll lose her.
Please, you have to go after her.
Yukiko sees me hesitate and knows exactly what to say. She's right. There's so much we don't understand, but there's no way the investigation team can let a victim run off to die. Yukiko ignores the fact that I'd be leaving her here alone and tells me to follow a girl she's only just met. This is the exact opposite of the behavior she'd been displaying before the fight. Now that is the Yukiko Amagi I know. I'm ashamed that I had even let myself be confused by the way I had heard her speak before, and I answer her. I'll come back for you no matter what.
I believe in you.
Yukiko nods to me and I turn and begin running as fast as I can. I have to rely on the faint echoes of footsteps ahead to pursue Miss President through the school. I can't use my memories of the school in order to navigate because the invisible walls are everywhere, but the announcement room is upstairs. It's good to have you, Jamek. I've been wondering if everything's all right, but it's good to see your name. That obviously limits the paths that she can take. I will catch up with her, no matter what. I've been running after Miss President for a while, but I still can't catch sight of her. She's so fast, it's almost supernatural. I even begin to think that her path may not be hindered by the invisible walls. Wait a second. Now that I think about it, she's not a participant in the P1 Grand Prix. She didn't appear in the introduction video, and even though she'd been there when I faced off with Yukiko, she wasn't affected by the rules. Could she be able to walk through these walls? If so, then catching up to her will be quite difficult. Just as I'm thinking this, suddenly a blue door appears in my path. I've seen this before. This is the entrance to the Velvet Room. I don't have time to deal with this, or so I think, but when I consider the timing of its appearance, I can't help but feel that there must be a reason for it. I make up my mind and reach for the door. As I walk through the door, I feel a slight sense of lightheadedness as I close my eyes reflexively. When I open my eyes, I'm seated in my usual position. What position? And Margaret is smiling quietly at me as if nothing is different. When she sees that I've noticed her, she speaks as if I'm as if aware of my impatience.
You seem flustered, but time has no meaning here.
Margaret politely points this out, knowing that I'm in a hurry. Time is meaningless, huh? I thought I had figured out a few things about this room, but it seems that there's still more to learn for me to learn about. Eggs! How... If time doesn't pass while I'm in this room, then I should concentrate on what she's about to tell me. Once again, as if reading my thoughts, Margaret smiles.
It seems you've emerged victorious and have come away with a piece of the truth. Though you are in a garden of deceit, you have the vision to go forward. Very impressive.
Is that student council president's shadow really the cause of all this, then?
Who can say? All I know is that you are getting ever closer to the truth. There is one thing I can tell you.
When do the Persona 3 characters show up? This is what I want to know. Margaret's golden eyes are fixed on me.
If that girl's shadow is the cause of this misfortune, she will face her trial. But it's separate from your fate. You have your own trial to overcome. Keep that to heart.
My own trial?
I don't mean to, but I repeat what Margaret had just said.
Everyone sees various things in you that draw them to you. Salvation, hope. I myself find fascination in watching over you. Fate may not be the author of your trials, but you are destined to be tested.
Margaret smiles mischievously and nods towards me. Okay, bye-bye. Another slight feeling of lightheadedness passes, and I return to that otherworldly school. The blue door is nowhere to be found, as if it had never been there to begin with. I look up. I still don't understand what my own trial is supposed to be, but for some reason my mind has cleared up a bit. In any case, I need to keep chasing after Miss President. And now I immediately see a recognizable feature. Her long ponytail. I found her.
Wait! It's too dangerous to go alone.
Miss President turns around in response to my voice. She's smiling. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Color me impressed that you managed to catch up to me so quick.
This calmness. Had she expected that I would follow her? I'm beginning to feel like she's toying with me. But I understand now. Nothing I can say to her will change her mind. There's no helping it then.
Promise me that you won't leave my side. And you can't do anything rash. If you can't agree to those terms, I'll have to force you into protective custody.
That's kind of hot.
This is a matter of life and death for you.
Sure thing. Then let's get to that announcement room together.
I thought that I'd be able to keep her in check by saying that her life was in danger, but she didn't seem to take any notice. She just shrugged and accepted my proposal. She's quite hard to deal with. I'm not sure if she knows how I'm feeling, but she speaks up.
Hey, mind if I ask you something?
What is it?
There's a moment of silence. Just as I'm about to ask her to go on, Miss President continues.
It's tough, being forced to fight your friends, huh?
Jack, you saying things that I'm liking.
Oh, sorry. You don't gotta answer.
She must still be thinking about my fight with Yukiko. True, I'm slightly hesitant to talk about any of this, but it's a question that must be answered. That's how it feels to me.
No, you're right. If I could avoid it, I would. But I believe in my friends.
You mean your friends won't hate you after the fight? Or you think they'll understand that you don't really want to fight?
I don't know. Both, maybe. I mean, there's no way we'd fight each other without some kind of reason.
Will she believe that answer? I study Miss President's face. But when she opens her mouth, she has an unexpectedly gloomy look in her eyes.
What if you had to kill each other?
Kill each other? I truly hadn't anticipated that question. I'm caught off guard by how I hadn't even considered it. It's true. There's no guarantee that this General Teddy won't suddenly decide to make us fight to the death on a whim.
Sorry, that was probably over the line. I don't know why I said that.
I wouldn't let it happen.
Even if I was forced into such a situation, I would never follow that order. That's all I can say right now. But after hearing my answer, Miss President cast her eyes down again. After seeing that behavior, how do I put this? Felt a sense of incongruity. Why could that be? Something doesn't feel like her. Could Miss President be carrying some unimaginable burden that she has yet to confide in us? Is it so heavy that she would ask that question of me? Speaking of which, if General Teddy does turn out to be her shadow, what does that mean about whatever repressed thoughts she truly has? Suddenly it seems that her courageous and cheerful demeanor are a mirror image of that, and a slight sense of fear chills my spine. My thoughts race through my head while we walk down the hallway.
What are you doing?
I thought I broke my nose for a moment. It's that invisible wall again. Even though I should have been expecting them, I relaxed my guard and walked right into one. I hold my nose and wave away Miss President, who looks concerned.
There's an invisible wall. I don't think I can go through here.
An invisible wall? Oh, that must have been why you broke out of the mime act every now and then. Well, if I can pass through, it must only be blocking the tournament fighters. This world sure is out there.
Miss President walks right through the place I had bumped into, so that must be the case. As I'd imagine, Miss President is unaffected by these walls. It is because she's not one of the fighters in the Is it because she's not one of the fighters of the Grand Prix? Of course, if General Teddy really is her shadow, maybe the normal rules don't apply to her. The entrance of the school building is ahead of us, but perhaps worst of all is the wall I just walked into is blocking me from reaching there. I'll just have to find some other way. No, there are walls there too, and the same can be said for the direction towards the entrance. A thought crosses my mind as I check back the way we had come. It's as I thought. Another invisible wall is formed where I had just passed, and I can't go back. With walls in every direction, there's nowhere I can go. I'm trapped. And if I can't go anywhere, this can only mean one thing.
Be careful. This probably means...
The moment I call out to Miss President, General Teddy appears on the monitor in the entranceway. Means my third round of the P1 Grand Prix is about to begin.
Is your snout okay, Sensei? Jeez, you're such a klutz.
You're still using that form? It's getting old. Why don't you just show your true self?
Boy, you've gotten peevish. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I was intentionally trying to rile him up, but he wasn't falling for it. It looks like I'm not going to get him to reveal anything that way. I quickly changed tactics.
Okay. So who's my next opponent?
Ooh, now you're getting into the spirit of things. Let me guess, you're starting to enjoy beating up your friends? Okay, with the next challenger, come on down!
I'm gonna guess Chie. The general doesn't pick up on my intention and loudly yells out what appears to be his pre-battle catchphrase. Smoke pours out, and who should appear from the smoke but the person I was expecting to see? 4 of us entered the TV together. I've already fought against Yosuke and Yukiko. Then...
That's what I thought. You're the last of us, after all.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be next, too.
Chie laughs along with me. For the moment, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her words and actions, but I can't let my guard down around her. After all, I'd felt the same way when I encountered Yukiko, too. But as they say, the third time's the charm. I have to see if Chie is in her right mind. I decide that the best way to do that is to be calm and start a conversation with her.
Chie, you know what they're doing, right?
Before I can begin to explain, Chie cuts me off.
Yeah, I know. The stuff we say gets twisted around so we end up fighting each other, right?
I'm very bad at the fighting part of this game. But I'm very confused. I accidentally started the wrong version of the game in the beginning. Because it was the first on the list, so I thought that was the first story I was supposed to start with, which was untrue, and it gave me some information that I am sad about. I was very confused. I thought it was supposed to be like, oh, this is going to be a flashback scene, and then I was like, I don't think I'm playing this right. Oh, it's fine. I looked it up, and then I started playing this story mode. I'm not very good at the combat, though, so I am trying my best.
Don't worry. You're the son of a bitch who left us as soon as the last case ended, but you're still our good friend. I mean, you have it easy. You're just fighting your friends. I had to keep killing over and over, all because of you humans!
Now this is obvious. Chia is clearly not herself. It's so blatant her words don't offend me at all. Moreover, it's not just out of character, but Chia would never say anything like that. And you humans? That's as good as confessing that you're not human. Alright, carnivore was it? Miss President is watching us from nearby. She looks more dumbfounded than worried. Still, what Chia said at the end caught my attention. I had to keep killing over and over.
More stuff about killing, huh? Miss President was talking about it earlier, too. This must be.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Hurts. I'll give you a taste of the pain they put me through!
She's not even trying to sound like Chia anymore. I can't even begin to understand what she's talking about. But if a shadow is intentionally making people say these things, what does this mean about Miss President? Killing each other? All because of humans? What kind of secret past could the new student council president of Yasogami High be harboring? Now's not the time for this. I'll have to look into this after we've cleared up the confusion between us.
Let's do this, Chia.
I ignore her words and draw my sword. Immediately, Rise's voice echoes through the area as if she was waiting for this.
Well, round 3 of the P1 Grand Prix already. Word on the street is that the carnivore may have a slight advantage. Will you, Senpai, all talk and no skill, manage to eke out a win this time?
That was mean. I know I don't have any skill in this fighting game, okay? I'm used to RPGs, Rise. Please.
Let's get this show on the road. Ready?
So mean. Look, I'm trying my best. Let's just admit this. How do I block?
Finally. Fight!
Izunagi!
Ah! Oh my god. Ah! Oh my god.
Over here.
Ah! Okay, it's fine. Okay, hold back. Okay. I know what I'm doing. It's fine. I'm so good at video games, guys. You don't even know. Oh, thank you for the head pass. I've won. I lower my sword and begin slowing my breathing. I don't believe I've injured Chie too badly. Considering this was my 3rd time having to do this, I feel like I'm getting pretty good at not having to seriously wound people in a fight. Eggs! Ooh! Cool.
Wipe that smug look off your face. This isn't fun at all!
General Teddy has seen that the fight's ended without any injuries and spits his words through the monitor. The image on the monitor then disappears without anything further. Let him say whatever he wants. I've fought all the friends I came into the TV with and none of them are hurt. All that's left is to head to the announcement room and make sure Nanako is safe. And then we'll be able to go home. I walk over to Chie and help her off the ground. She's come back to her senses and she seems a little sheepish. Are you alright?
I think so. Man, you're strong. I'm kind of shocked at how much of a difference there is between us.
Look who's talking. I've never been kicked around so badly in my life. I wait for Chie to reach her feet and then tell her everything that's happened up to this point.
So the others are safe too? What a relief. I was pretty worried.
Chie is so relieved that she sits down on the floor once more. I can't help but smile at that reaction. She really does care about her friends. Yeah, these are the people I believe in. Seeing us exchanging smiles like nothing was wrong, Miss President sounds perplexed when she speaks up.
You guys really are tight, aren't you? Makes me jealous.
Well, we did spend a whole lot of time together last year because of that case. Sure, I was surprised to hear such weird stuff coming from him, but I know he'd never say any of that to me. Wait a sec. Who are you?
Oh, I forgot about that. I quickly introduce Miss President and tell Chie that she may be a victim of this case. But Chie looks again at Miss President suspiciously.
Huh? The student council president? You mean ours? That doesn't seem right. I remember the new president being a guy.
What are you saying? I'm the student council president. Who else would I be?
I'm pretty sure, though. Maybe if you told me your name, I'd remember.
My name?
Miss President stops moving. What's going on? She can't tell us her name? That's not that strange a question, is it? But for some reason, Miss President seems unable to answer. I sense some kind of incoherent melancholy from her. Chie and I share a tense glance.
My name's...
What's wrong?
My memories. No, I don't want to fight anymore. Why do we have to kill one another?
Kill one another. I gasp when I hear the words fall from her mouth. I don't know what's crossing her mind right now, but she's definitely not acting normally. I glance at Chie, then try to approach Miss President in the hopes of calming her down. Without warning, Miss President begins flailing her arms as if trying to ward off demons that only she can see. Chie reaches out and touches her in concern. Miss President's arm catches Chie and easily knocks her aside.
Chie!
What power. I barely managed to catch Chie before she slams into the concrete wall. Still, this sudden breakdown. What in the world's happened to Miss President? Once I've helped Chie back to her feet, we carefully approach her from both sides. This will be a little rough, but it can't be helped. We can't ask her anything while she's like this. But at the moment...
What?
No.
Before I know it, Miss President is flying through the air. She was jumping. For a moment, I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. This is no ordinary leap. She was at a standstill, but now her entire body is suddenly up higher than my head. Her jumping ability is unbelievable. Chie and I look up in astonishment as Miss President kicks off the ceiling to change directions and lands at a full run.
Wow. Who is that girl? Did I say something to offend her? She did mention something about her memories.
Come to think of it, her memories did seem a little muddled. Maybe she was on the verge of getting them back.
What kind of memory would make her go nuts and run away like that?
I can't answer Chie at all. What if you had to kill each other? I hear Miss President's sad voice in my head. Chie apparently wasn't expecting me to answer her, and she continues.
I'll wait here. Make sure you rescue her, okay?
Her voice is strong and confident. To drive the point home, she pokes my chest with her finger, as if ordering me. Even though she might be in danger herself, she's still worrying about others. All my friends are like that. That makes me really happy right now. I asked Chie if she'll be alright on her own. She fires back, "Let me worry about that." I nod to her and begin running after Miss President once more. I will save her, no matter what. I love Chie. She grew on me. I thought she was pretty annoying in the beginning, but I like her a lot. I would say probably not as annoying as Yukari. I felt that Yukari was when I first played Persona 3. Definitely not that annoying. Yosuke definitely grinds my gears a little bit often. Always. Even though I was running as fast as I could, the invisible walls keep preventing me from making much headway. I attempted to strike at the walls with my persona, but nothing happened.
So many invisible walls, one after another. Miss President can pass through them. I don't know if I can keep up the pursuit.
The announcement room is still my destination. There's no way to know if that's where Miss President is headed as well, but if there's a shadow waiting for me there, I'll need to get there anyway. Teddy and Rise should be in the announcement room, and if Nanako is being held captive, that's where she'd be as well. I have to keep running, but yet another wall blocks the hallway. At first, I think this is a dead end. I realize that I can cut through a classroom and come out the other side of the wall. It's forcing me to enter the room rather than letting me go straight. This probably means... I brace myself and put my hands on the door. The moment I step inside, a familiar voice echoes in my mind.
Hi. Senpai! Can you hear me?
It's my girlfriend!
Please answer me!
Oh my god, I missed you so much, honey.
That voice. Is that you, Rise? The real one?
Her voice isn't coming from the PA system. I'm actually hearing it in my head. This has to be the work of Rise's persona, my beloved.
Thank goodness. I've been all alone since that weird fake Teddy captured me. And then you were all fighting each other.
I can hear the relief in her voice. She sounds so different from the insensitive and rude voice that had been coming from the PA system. This is indeed the Rise I know.
Where are you now, Rise? Can you locate where I am?
I'm sorry, I don't think there's time. I'm stuck in the announcement room. Please, Senpai, you have to hurry. If you don't, he'll...
Rise! What's wrong, Rise?
My girlfriend! There's no answer. The communication has been cut off. Has something happened to in the announcement room? My heart begins racing. The enemy made us fight each other as participants in this tournament, but they had captured Rise as well. It's clear to me they must have been worried about her using her persona powers to tell us the truth. But that's not important right now. If she was just captured to prevent her from contacting us, then the enemy must think of Rise as being less valuable than those who had to fight. She sounded okay, but who knows what might have happened to her now. I have to hurry.
Pardon me for interrupting while you are lost in thought.
Oh! Ow! Ow! A hand brushes my shoulder. In surprise, I jump away and draw my sword. I can't believe that I let myself get lost in thought and I didn't notice someone until he touched me. This is the second time I've let myself get so distracted. I've gotten used to having my friends with me while we investigated last year. I can't pay attention to the entire world on my own. I need to brace myself. Ah! I look up and see another unfamiliar face. She's so beautiful! A girl with blonde hair and striking blue eyes and a much shorter neck. Wait, a girl? Her face and voice seem human-like, but the rest of her, there's metal everywhere all over her body. For a moment, I wonder if this is just an elaborate costume, but I can see the interior framework of her body where the joints connect.
I didn't mean to startle you.
That's right, her bow tie doesn't need to be a bow tie anymore. Because her neck doesn't need to compensate for the ribbon anymore.
You're...
It's nice to meet you. My name is Aegis. And no, I am not human. You are the one from the introduction video, listed as the Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel, Narukami-san. Correct?
Oof. The question catches me off guard. I wasn't expecting a complete stranger to call me that. And did she say she wasn't human? Well, when Yosuke called me by that stupid title, I knew it was a joke, but when a stranger says it, it sounds like they truly believe it. This is a
Nanako
pain.
is important to me, but calling it a complex is stretching things.
No, wait a second. I was trying to play it off, but I ended up blurting out Nanako's name anyway. Calm down. I need to take this conversation away from this subject. I clear my throat and try to start over.
Aiga-san, was it? Why are you here?
Our primary objective is the destruction of shadows, but we have come to this world on a different mission.
The destruction of shadows.
She fights shadows? But how can she do that if...
Then does that mean...
Yes, I have a persona as well. Though my body is a machine, personas are the strength of the heart after all.
That's right, girl. Just as I thought. I'm surprised to find another Persona user outside of my group of friends. And a robot on top of that. I can't come to grips with all this. From the way we were talking, she seems just like a normal person, only in an interesting suit. True, I've seen stories on the news about robots looking uncannily like real humans, but isn't something like this far beyond those? Still, I can't help but believe the evidence of my own eyes. I mean, I've been hopping in and out of TVs for the past year. Who am I to say what's strange or not? Perhaps the technology behind her creation has supernatural roots of its own. I find myself growing more and more interested in how she came to be, but I have to put that aside for now. There's something I need to find out from her first. That's true. This P1 Grand Prix, it's so similar to the events of last year, but to think that it would involve someone like her. And besides, Teddy's not a person either, and he has a persona. And no, I will not change that subject. He's not a person. I don't care if he looked like person. He's not a good one either. I don't have a clear picture of everything that's happening, that's for sure. I calm myself, then ask her what I feel would tell me what she's doing in this world.
And what is this mission of yours?
She opens her mouth to respond, but just then... the monitor inside the classroom turns on. It's at that moment that I suddenly remember. It's likely that I'm going to have to fight here. I'd forgotten about sensing that when I entered the room.
Aha! So that's where you got to, Sensei. I've been looking all over for you. Ooh, who's the honey? Were you in the middle of trying to score with her?
As if you didn't know. You're the one who lured us both here.
Oh my, did you figure it out? I didn't have a choice after those guys decided on their own to horn in on the fun. You're a bright boy, Sensei. You know what's coming next, don't you?
The general on the monitor gives me a twisted smile. Could Aiga-san's mission be something that would cause him trouble? I can't figure out what his motives are, but he's using us to crush each other. In other words, she's the next challenger that's being set against me. Aiga-san seems to understand this as well and is staring at the monitor with a quiet animosity.
Sorry about this. Do you know the rule of this tournament?
Only the victor of each match may move on. Yes?
I have nothing against you, but I'm in a hurry for my own reasons.
Neither of us, in other words, can back down. Then there should be no hard feelings.
You got it, girl. Aiga-san is refreshingly straightforward about this. She immediately takes a fighting stance. A bitter thought comes to me. It's tough being forced to fight my friends, but having to hurt someone that I don't even know is just as bad. Another thought comes to the heels of that one. I don't know this girl. Perhaps her appearance here means that there are urgent problems that an ordinary student like me can't fathom. What gives me the right to stop her on her mission? Shouldn't I know what's at stake before I take that from her? Thankfully, it seems that she hasn't gone mad like my other friends. Perhaps the enemy doesn't care about clouding the minds of people who don't know each other. If we're still capable of understanding each other, then we should talk this over before we do anything.
That will not do. We will speak more of this after one of us wins.
All right, I guess. You got it. Aige-san says this so quickly as if she's reading my mind. For a moment, I'm struck by how she could have known what I was thinking, but I realize that she's right. What good would it do for us to talk things over? True, the loser cannot leave this room, but until we have a battle, neither one of us is going anywhere. It doesn't really matter if we can come to an understanding or not. Until we have our fight, none of our goals are going to be accomplished. If that's the case, then it's better if we don't hear about each other's problems before we fight. That could be why Aige-san hasn't told me anything. This must be her version of kindness. I silently ready my sword. Aige-san appears to smile slightly when I do. Right. I'm not going to give up on what I'm fighting for either. I need Nanako and my friends to be safe. And I have to make sure that Miss President is okay. I will use everything I can to protect them. To thank her for her consideration, I make it a point to announce that I'm ready to start the fight.
And here goes. There's no need to hold back.
Oh, it's okay. I hope I'm doing all right. I might have to take a break at some point to get a refill of water, but other than that, I should be good.
Indeed. Let us do battle.
Thanks, guys. As long as you guys are also having fun, I can handle anything. Eggs! Oh, Aige looks so cute. I fucking love her.
Final.
Yep.
Fight.
Oh my god, Athena. Oh my god.
Bramble! Bramble! Ha! Bramble! Attack! Persona! Airstrike! Cover! Air raid! Heavy damage! Quick dodge! Maximum fire missile! Overheating!
What?
Severe no!
Over here!
Down!
Over here! Over here! This is not!
No! No!
This is not!
No! That was slow! No! Severe impact!
This is not!
Persona! Fire!
Show you man's
Blood
potential.
damage! Gap!
Oh, fuck. Fucking A. Aige's out now. Please stop.
Guys.
Oh my god. I'm trying. This combat is so slow and clunky in my opinion. I'm used to fucking Soul Calibur. How do I make
Severe impact! No! A severe impact! No! Severe impact! Gap!
Oh my god.
He's not.
Severe impact! Blood
He's
damage!
not.
Severe impact! Severe impact! Severe impact!
He's
no!
not.
My upper
It's
body
fine.
function
It's fine. We
shut
cheesed it.
down.
It's fine. Eggs. Ow. Yum, 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 yum. Ow, ow. Whoopsies. Oh my god.
Wowza! Now that's the sensei I know! That hunk of junk was no match for you!
Don't call her that. She is a beautiful bitch, and I will touch the back of her neck where her chip is whenever she asks me to.
Serves you right! Keep suffering! Friend against friend, beating the heck out of each other!
A machine with the power of a persona. She was made to fight shadows, but I had no idea what she was capable of. I feel like my mind's been drained even more than my body. It angers me to see the general is watching over us with an expression of joy, as if we were some performers for his amusement. I look up and glare at the monitor.
I don't know why you're making us fight, but it's pointless. We aren't fighting because we hate each other. The reason we can fight is because we respect and trust each other.
Fuck yeah. Let's go, Chad! A low growl. That's the only sound I hear. The real Teddy's never made such a hateful sound. It's actually rather scary.
Stupid! You're such a dumbass! What's with you?
The image on the monitor distorts along with the outburst. The general is having trouble remembering to act as someone else, and his face bulges and ripples disturbingly as his hate pours through the screen. Any pretense at copying the adorable stupidity of the real Teddy is gone now. I notice that the voice spitting out these hateful words is not Teddy's either.
Respect? Trust? So what if you don't hate each other? You're not like me. I was forced to fight against my will. I destroyed them with my own hands. You should all have to go through the hell I suffered. See how it feels to destroy everyone you call a friend. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have made the rules so you had to kill your opponent to move on.
The general on the monitor continues to rage.
What are you talking about? Why did you set this tournament up?
The moment I say that, I feel that all the dots have become connected. When Miss President had asked out of the blue if we were going to be forced to kill each other. That ominous muttering of killing one another. Were these both something that had come directly from her past? Well, no shit, Sherlock. I feel like anyone could have guessed that at this point, but alright. I mean, let's just point all the clues out. Maybe she had been forced to fight against people she didn't want to fight. He's such a Chad sometimes. Had she been forced to destroy something that was precious to her? There's no way to know for sure, but it's possible. Considering this, it kind of explains why her shadow would have created a tournament like this. That is, she wanted us to feel what she went through. I might not be entirely correct, but I feel like I'm close to the truth. Should I just ask General Teddy about my suspicions? But as I'm considering raising my voice...
Pardon my eccentric entrance.
What?
Someone comes crashing through the ceiling? What in the world? Oh my god, it's her! Let's go! I rush over to Aiga-san to protect her from the falling debris. Ah! Elizabeth! The queen has entered, bitches! When I look up, I see a young woman emerge from the cloud of dust. While not as strange as Aiga, she seems a little uncommon as well. But even beside that, why did she have to come through the ceiling? This room has doors. Makes no sense at all. I was about to get to the heart of the matter with General Teddy, but the monitor in this room has been destroyed along with the ceiling. The P3 music is such a fucking bop, though. Though she seems oblivious to my confusion, the girl cocks her head and apologizes again.
Oh, please excuse me. I didn't have the faintest idea that someone would be here.
Faintest?
Feigned? Fiend? Something along those lines at any rate.
What the hell is she talking about? Who in the world is this person? Wait a second. Blue outfit, gold eyes, you must be a fucking attendant, bitch! It looks familiar. And with that silver hair and golden eyes. Could it be? It's interesting they call it silver. I never considered the hair silver. I consider it more like, a really weird light blonde.
Are you from the Velvet Room?
My, is this what's known as being
Yeah.
hit on? A forbidden ritual where one human approaches another based solely on appearance and bets on the inner self being equally attractive.
What? No, I'm not hitting on you. You just remind me of someone I know.
Ooh. Okay, so that actually sounded like I really was hitting on her. No, I need to stop thinking about that.
Let's go, Murder Squad. Let's go.
Hi, Rack Attack. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to the Murder Squad. It's good to have you. In any case, I need to ask her
Do
something.
you happen to know anyone by the name of Margaret?
You have arrived.
Margaret.
When she repeats the name, her face seems surprisingly youthful. I'd be taken aback by her bizarre speech and actions, but could this girl be younger than me? Her profile simultaneously evokes the images of a pondering philosopher and an innocent girl. I can't figure out how exactly to speak to her. Murder Man? Is it Theo? Is Theo in this game? Oh, I hope Theo's in this game. Should I be more polite? I guess that doesn't matter too much. Anyway, worrying about the niceties isn't the most important thing right now.
Oh, actually, we should introduce ourselves first. I'm Yu Narukami.
Ah, that had slipped my mind also. My name is Elizabeth.
Ah, she's beautiful.
Dear me, to hear that name fraught with memories in such a mundane, remote place.
She thinks of this world as a mundane place. That's confusing. Nihilist. Fucking Adachi. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for my murder, bro. I really shouldn't be attracted to that. Yasunava may be out in the countryside, but I don't think it is as bad as people say it is. The girl Elizabeth suddenly bows elegantly to me.
Margaret is indeed my sister's name. Can I take that to mean that you are another guest of that room?
I see. So she's Margaret's sister. That would explain why she reminds me of her.
Elizabeth-san, huh? Well, I guess that's the case. It's true that there was a time when I visited that room.
Ah, I'm getting squirted on. No! Igor, Margaret, now Elizabeth. It seems there are more people who call that place home than I thought. Are we not going to talk about Marie? What? I think I'm glad I met Margaret last year instead of this girl. Yeah, Margaret fits your persona more, Chad.
Why is a resident of the Velvet Room here? Did Margaret send you with a message or something?
I am currently utterly neglecting my duties.
Is that so?
She's really good at that. That doesn't really tell me much, and I have no response anyway. So what possessed her to come blasting in through the ceiling instead of using the door? I decide not to bother asking her that. Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you. I've met so many different people over the last year, but trying to have a conversation with this girl is like trying to ride a wild horse. Oh, horse riding, yes. She's just going to ignore the direction I'm trying to steer us towards and just veer off wherever she wants. Best to just hold on and go along for the ride then. Maybe if I pay attention, she'll tell me something worth my time. Even if I try to ask her any questions, she'll likely just be confused anyway. Just as I'm having that thought, the girl seems to have noticed my hesitation and starts to talk about herself. Her eyes are lit up with a sincere passion. She really is a hard one to read.
I have a certain desire. It may take a very long time for it to be realized. In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I know a little about the wild card, but...
I feel that the first glue to granting my wish lies within that power.
Glue?
Flu? Influenza.
Oh, Liz.
Something along those lines
Please.
at any rate.
She's having trouble coming up with the right words, but I can hear the sincerity in her speech. Probably. In other words, I think she means that the power of the wild card is related to her desire and came here. I don't think it's worth it to ask how she knew I had that power or where she found out about it. Just as I'm struggling to follow the meandering path of her conversation, she brings up an outrageous suggestion.
Might I suggest that you and I fight?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I really don't want to. What? someone please tell me how she reached the conclusion that this was a good idea. I don't think I have a chance of talking her out of it, though. But of course, I have to try, so I say, we're going to fight?
Oh, how excited this is making me. My expectations are ascending skyward at Mach speed. To be direct, I'd like for you to show me the potential slumbering within you.
Let me make sure of something, just in case. You understand what I'm saying, right? There's no illusions at work?
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
I see. So you're actually in your right mind here. That's kind of, impressive.
That voice sounded so much like the twins for a second, like with the delivery. Well, maybe she understood what I meant when I mentioned the illusions. If that's so, then she at least must have some idea of what's going on around here. And even though she might understand it, she still wants to fight me. I wonder, though, if she's unrelated to General Teddy's plans and invited herself into the tournament, do the usual rules apply? As I think about this, Elizabeth-san taps her foot on the ground and takes a fighting posture. She really does want to fight. Oh boy. The huge leather-bound book in her hand opens, as if by itself. A torrent of power pours from the open book with the blue light. I can't believe this strange girl has such an unimaginable power. She seems so aloof. No, it may be more correct to call it an air of imminent violence.
All right. I won't be able to hold back.
To be honest, I was really only saying that in hopes of bluffing her. I have absolutely no room to hold back in this fight. I hurriedly cast off my fear and focus on the upcoming battle. There's no room for doubt. I need to hit her with my full strength from the start. Even if I were to fight her with the intent of killing her, I'll be lucky not to end up dead myself. At least that's how I feel. Elizabeth-san calmly begins the battle.
Let us do this. Your fate is in the cards.
I believe in the heart of the cards, heart of the cards, heart of the cards! Oh, thank you for the bookmark, game. Wonderful. Alright, let's do this. Let's either get her ass hand. Oh, she's so pretty! Fuck! Oh, God, step on me. I mean...
Final.
Your fate summoning.
Death?
Please do what bloody hell. Thanatos. Oh no. Remarkable. As I anticipated.
What the? What?
Forgive me.
What?
Your fate in the
What?
change
What?
things out.
What?
Impressive. Impressive. Here. Oh no. Impressive. Oh no. Impressive. Oh no. The twins. Please do what? Oopsie daisy. Warning.
Ah! Please. Please stop.
What? Oh no. Impressive. Oopsie daisy. Warning. Oh my. I see. Oh my. I see. Well done.
Okay, there we go. Oh. Woo. Yay. Ooh. I may not be good at the game, but at least I still beat her ass. Just when I thought I'd managed to throw her off balance, Elizabeth-san gets back up elegantly, as if nothing had happened. Suddenly, I feel an intensity build up in the air. Don't tell me she hadn't been taking this seriously at all up until now. In the next moment, I'm swallowed into a torrent of power like a leaf being blown in the air without the slightest understanding of what's happening. My vision blurs as I'm spun about, and before I can tell up from down, the floor jumps towards me and I'm slammed into the ground. Am I going to lose? As my consciousness fades, I see the faces of my friends and Aiga-san, all those I had fought against up until now. It's like that story that you see your life flash before your eyes just before you die. Am I dying? Can I really accept that? I'll fight as much as I have to in order to save my friends. I have to keep fighting. I've come so far, I can't lose heart now. I desperately force my legs to move and manage to stand up again. Elizabeth-san shuts her book with an air of finality.
I see. I am quite content with this outcome. It seems you possess true strength.
The unyielding torrent of power suddenly ceases without warning. Is it over? Even as I come to understand that, I continue to stand stock still, unable to move.
I believed you were at the limits of your stamina after the battle against Igus earlier. In actuality, your heart almost gave in during your struggle with me. But each time you faltered, the many hearts supporting you gave you strength, helping you to rise again.
She cuts herself off and nods to herself as if to confirm some suspicion.
This was truly an intriguing battle. I believe our encounter has borne much flute.
Flute?
Flue? Chimneys. In any case, I am quite pleased.
Even after a battle, she acts like that. I feel like a fool for believing that she really would have killed me, even if it felt quite real at the time. I can't believe any of this. My legs give out under me and I sink to the ground. Maybe she understands how I feel. Elizabeth-san looks straight into my eyes.
May I ask you something? To continue fighting in order to prevent an undesirable future. It is a path of endless hardship. Would you still choose to walk it?
Margaret had said something similar just before this tournament had begun. How I had overcome the ordeal concerning last year's case and opened the door. Margaret's and Elizabeth-san's words come together in my mind.
Yeah. Working for a better tomorrow isn't just a one-time thing. The tomorrows keep coming.
Opening the door is necessary, but it's not what's truly important. What's more important is making sure that you follow the path that's beyond the door. Only once you have that path in mind does it matter whether you open the door or not. That's how I feel.
I would keep fighting for the future we want.
Elizabeth-san smiles. It seems the former dweller of the Velvet Room is pleased with my answer. She must have chosen a path of her own at some point and is doing everything in her power to see it through. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but I feel as if I'm able to understand her a little better now.
Well then, it's time for me to bid you adieu. By your leave, I, Elizabeth, am out of here.
With this, Elizabeth briskly walks out of the room. She caused me some trouble, but I've also learned something about myself as well. I think I'll call it a draw. As I wave goodbye to Elizabeth, I hear Igus-san getting to her feet behind me.
Are you alright? You shouldn't force yourself to move.
I was concerned at first, but Igus-san doesn't seem to be very hurt or damaged or whatever you would say. She was likely just knocked out. I had absolutely no chance of winning if I'd gone easy on her either. This is getting ridiculous.
You are very kind. We've only just met, and yet you're worried about a machine like myself.
Huh? Isn't that normal?
Igus-san laughs at my confusion.
Seeing you smile like that? I don't know. I just can't think of you as a machine. You have a heart, right? Then it doesn't matter whether you're man or machine.
That's right, Chad. Fuck yeah, let's go. Ow. Igus-san stops laughing and thinks deeply for a moment. But after a few seconds, she looks back up at me with a serious look.
You have defeated me in single combat. That will make it difficult for me to continue forward.
Oh yeah, for sure. Daft Giga Chad energy.
But I believe I can trust you. Will you listen to my mission directive?
I have no reason to say no. I look Igus-san square in the eye and nod reassuringly. And so, Igus-san told me about her directive. And it was truly surprising. There was another case involving personas and shadows outside of Inaba, even before our adventure last year. And she is a weapon with a heart, created with the express purpose of wielding a persona to fight the shadows. She believes that this current situation came to be because someone had stolen a similar weapon and caused it to enter the TV world.
So, there's another girl robot with a heart like you? And
I
she's
wonder
the cause of
who
all
it
this?
is.
We came to this world to retrieve her, my older sister, the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labris, is in this world somewhere.
Lapras? I love that Pokemon. Nanako, Miss President, her shadow, and now Lapras. I have a mountain of tasks to accomplish now. But even though I have a lot to do, I can't ignore any of it.
Tell me more about Lapras, and I'll do what I can to help you get her back.
Oh, nice!
Unfortunately.
My favorite Pokemon is Eevee, actually. Aiga-san's expression clouds. She said that she was a machine, but she really is no different from a human. As I ponder this, I listen to what she has to say. It's discouraging.
So you don't know what she looks like, what she can do, or what equipment she's loaded with.
Ah, cool. Basically, all she can tell me is that Lapras is a weapon who's built to look like a girl. Wait a second. I did meet a girl I didn't know in the TV world. Miss President. Could Miss President be Lapras?
Is there a possibility that she looks, well, more human than you? You mentioned earlier that she was your older sister, so I assume she was built before you, but...
My sister was an older model, a prototype for the 5th generation to be exact. It's doubtful that she would look more human than myself.
Then there's no way Miss President could be Lapras. I could tell at first glance that Aiga-san was a machine. Miss President appears to be completely human. I never once considered that she might not be human until just now. But that just makes things even more complicated. What in the world is going on inside this TV?
Alright, in any case, I'll keep an eye out for her. But right now, I'm heading to the announcement room. If Lapras is the cause of this, then I'm bound to meet up with her eventually.
I shrug slightly. I don't want to be so grave. Aiga-san must sense what I'm trying to do and smiles.
Thank you. I will trust my sister's fate to you.
Of course. I give Aiga-san a determined nod and run out of the classroom. But man, what a busy golden week. I have to make sure Nanako's okay, find Miss President, unmask whoever's masquerading as Teddy, and now search for Lapras somewhere in here. If this wasn't happening, I'd be kicking it with my friends at the Junes food court. Yukiko was trying to be coy, but I'm pretty sure that big bundle she was carrying was a box lunch she made for us. As to how it might taste, well, let's not get sidetracked. I'm sure we'd all have enjoyed it anyway. I mean, she's gotten better at cooking. You taught her. Eventually, I would have called Nanako over and we would have bought some snacks together. There were things I wanted to buy from the Shuroku Skodor, and maybe I could have made it to Shozai Daigaku in time to buy the last of their special croquettes. I wanted to talk with the owner of the Daidara and get some books from the Omenado bookstore. I'd have had a steak boil at... I hung out with the fox at the Tatsuhime shrine, waited for my uncle so we could go have dinner, and tomorrow we'd have gone fishing. If the one who ruined my vacation and caused all these problems is the same person who stole Lapras, and if they've truly brought Nanako back into the TV world, I will catch them no matter what.
They're not getting away from me.
As I run on, I come across yet another blue door. Perhaps it is a sign that I need to calm down? True, I may have lost my cool for a moment.
Summoned here? Again?
I reach towards the door with a relaxed smile. Margaret is in her usual position. I glance around to see if there's anyone else in here. It looks like her nutcase of a sister is in here. Margaret notices me looking and sighs a seductive sound that also conveys annoyance.
It seems my sister has caused you some trouble, though this may mean that I'm not the only one who is drawn to the light of your potential.
There's a hint of tenderness towards her sister in her words. Her sister must be important to her. I can tell from the look on her face. But I know you're a bully to your brother. You bullier. You all bully your brother. Do I look like that when I talk about Nanako? Margaret pulls herself together and speaks again.
You have gained a new resolve by overcoming many doubts and falsehoods.
A new resolve. I find myself nodding along.
You have reached the threshold of truth. But man's hearts are mutable. That is why a resolve to continue fighting is more important than any one victory or defeat.
Yeah, I understand.
But this will be a difficult battle without end. Are you equal to the challenge?
The way she puts it makes it seem as if she was testing me. I don't respond immediately and think about the question. It would be lying to say that I'm not worried. I know that my heart can be swayed by change. There's no knowing what will happen from moment to moment. But even then...
If I have my friends, if I'm not alone, I can do it.
I see.
Margaret nods slightly in response.
I have heard your answer, but it's not enough. Remember what I told you before? The heart is shaken more by a single action than by 1,000 words.
As she smiles, my vision begins to blur. I hear words being repeated. I have reached the threshold of truth. Everything that's happened during the course of this case runs through my mind. The new appearance of the TV world, this tournament pitting us against each other, the student council president, and a fake Teddy. My encounter with a weapon with a heart, Aigis-san searching for her sister Lapras. And the determination that I've gained through these constant battles. What I must accomplish. How do I show what I've decided through my actions? It seems that the number of invisible walls has decreased. Could this mean that the end is near? Just as I think that, I hear a familiar voice. And with that, I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger for what the familiar voice is to take a quick break so I can get some water before we keep going. Because my throat is asking for it, and I am out. So, I will be right back. Start your tests, everyone, and we'll see who wins in just a bit. Hello, Murder Squad. We are back. I made myself a PB&J. Did you guys finish your tests? Huh? Turn 'em in. Who is the familiar voice? Uh-oh. That was Miss President's voice. It was coming from the door to the announcement room. I finally made it. I opened the door to the announcement room and rush inside. It's a conspiracy!
You're finally here! Hello, Sensei! Congratulations! How does it feel to have won the P1 Grand Prix?
Okay. The general smirks at me as I pass through the door. Behind him, Miss President and Rise. When the two of them see me, Miss President looks confused, while Rise's face lights up with joy, because she's my best girlfriend.
There you are, Senpai. You're late.
I have to stay cautious of the general, but I signal to the girls that everything will be all right now. The general is closer to them than I am. I can't afford to make any reckless moves just yet. And there's one more thing I need to know.
Teddy, where's Nanako?
I look around the announcement room, but Nanako is nowhere to be found. The general's face distorts with ugly glee.
Nana-chan's right here.
Slowly, the general extends the arm that was held behind him. And there was Nanako. Her arms are clutched to her chest, and she slowly takes a few steps towards me, obviously frightened.
Nanako!
After taking a step forward, I noticed something bizarre. The general disappeared? For a brief instant, my full attention had been focused on Nanako. The general had been standing directly behind her, but now he's gone. How could he have gone somewhere else that quickly right in front of me without me noticing?
Big bro.
While I'm confused about the general's disappearance, Nanako weakly calls to me. Being in the TV world has obviously taken a toll on her. She totters towards me unsteadily, looking ready to collapse at any moment. I can think about the general later. I have to save Nanako right now. As I reach out to her, Rise yells,
Senpai, no! Nanako-chan's not there!
Nanako's not here? What is she saying? She's right here. Just as I'm about to say so, my hand stops. Something's not right. I try to look into Nanako's face once more, and in her eyes I saw madness.
Oh, so close! Just a little more and Sensei would have been a goner!
You bastard!
I'd barely reacted in time to draw my sword to block the attack. The general suddenly appeared out of nowhere to attack me with his cane, and I get a good look at him as our weapons clash together. I see the madness in his face, the same madness that I had seen in Nanako's only a moment before. That's when I noticed that Nanako has disappeared. What's going on?
You've got it wrong, Senpai. It's all been him from the beginning. He can make whoever's looking at him see him as someone else.
So he's not actually taking on other forms?
No, he's just distorting the things you see and hear.
That's right. The enemy is able to control what I see and hear. I'd realized that after all the battles I had today, but seeing Nanako had made me forget all that. The general laughs at this.
It's hard for me to show someone who isn't here. But you actually saw this Nanako girl? You're hopeless.
Just like how my friends hadn't actually gone crazy before our fights, Nanako had never been brought into this world in the first place. The appearance before me is a fake. He distorted our senses, all to make us suffer. But just as I thought, he couldn't deceive Rise's persona abilities. That's why he kidnapped her, to keep her from warning us during his tournament. Now that, I know that. I push the general's cane away and jump back towards the girls in order to distance myself from him. Good. Now I'm between them and the general. I then look straight at the one behind this bizarre situation.
Who in the world are you?
You still can't tell? Seriously, the level of intelligence around here. Fine then. Here. Get a good look.
It's a magical girl. A shadow.
I am a shadow.
What?
The true self. That's my face.
I saw metal limbs, golden eyes, and a ponytail. And a mirror image of Miss President's face, even though she was standing behind me, trembling.
How about it? You wanted to see what I am, didn't you? Why does she look like me?
That's its true form. That thing is your shadow.
This is a shadow? She really came from inside me?
Rise tries to calm Miss President, but the girl shakes her head in denial and squeezes her eyes shut. While Miss President refuses to look at this mechanical-looking being, I now understand what's going on. Because this isn't the first time I've seen a robotic girl before. All the facts match up. The way she was able to run so fast without so much as breathing heavily, even in the TV world. The sense of wrongness that I had seen when Miss President had asked me about killing my friends. The way she avoided telling me her name. that superhuman strength when she hit Chie, and that incredible jump to get away from us. And the Shadow's ability to interfere with the senses of other people. Just as Margaret had said, all the pieces to the puzzle were laid out before me. They've all come together, and now I can see the truth. She is indeed Lapras. A rare Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Lapras, another weapon with a heart, stolen by someone unknown and thrown into the TV world, created this school and forced us to fight our friends. This deep-rooted depression regarding her past memories. All of this took the form of Lapras' shadow, who manipulated everything here.
Lapras, don't look away. If you don't accept her, she'll get even stronger.
Miss Prez, Lapras only shivers when I call out to her. There has to be some reason why she believed that she was the student council president. But that's just a disguise. More for herself than for us, no matter how comfortable it is. It's only there to cloud her eyes from the truth.
I don't know what your past was like. It must have had some painful memories, but you have us with you now. We're going to get you out of here.
I call out to Lapras while keeping an eye on the shadow. A shadow is the darkness within a person's heart. Unless it is accepted by the person it came from, it will never disappear for good. But with that in mind, all we can do is watch over her as she accepts this darkness within her. We'll have to protect her when the shadow goes berserk and tries to kill her. But Lapras continues to shake her head and tremble violently. Oh God, here it comes. My words aren't getting through to her.
You hear that, me? Your friend is trying to tell you something. Too bad he doesn't understand at all. These clowns are so hopelessly naive.
Why can't this bitch talk more? I want to eat. Good motherfucker. The shadow laughs shrilly. It continues to smear more poison into Lapras' heart.
I wish I could have made them feel my pain. What it's like having to murder one another. That sadness and pain and anguish.
Thanks,
Everything
guys.
went black, and I was always left alone. I'm a weapon. A machine made only to fight. No human can understand my suffering.
But what about Igus?
Stop! I've had enough. I'm human. I'm not like that.
This isn't good. I settle into a fighting stance ready for anything, though I have a good idea of what's going to happen.
Oh, you're still clinging to that? Then take a look at what you really are.
The shadow's eyes gleam with golden light. The change begins immediately. A shimmer runs across Lapras' body. Instead of the normal human girl there had been a moment ago, she has a metallic body just like her shadow.
No! No!
Lapras loses all composure and scratches at her arms, trying to tear away the metal that had just appeared. But there was more to her change than just her arms. Her legs, waist, chest, even her head. Everything not covered by her clothing was now obviously mechanical. The reality that she didn't want to face. There are no words we can say to her. No matter what we say, reality won't change. Lapras falls to her knees and finally mutters the words I was dreading she'd say. Here it comes. To be continued. Kanji. Oh, Teddy. I don't want Teddy. I'll take Kanji though. He's my favorite. I don't even know where to start with this. Did I just see Adachi? I saw him in the corner. Ah. Where should we start, J-Mick? Okay.
You're not coming? You're not coming? You're not coming?
Izunai! Izunai! Izunai!
No crap!
Persona!
Just getting started. No crap! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
You're not coming? And stay down! And stay down! And stay down! You're not coming? Go get him! Here goes! Here goes!
Well, this is hard.
Go, Jiraiya! Go get him!
There we go.
Go get him!
Okay, there we go.
You're not coming? You're not coming?
Ugh. That one's kind of weird to perform.
You're not coming? You're not coming? Here goes! You're not coming? And stay down!
Okay.
Come get me! There you are! Come get me! There you are! Come get me! Yikes! Come here you are! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes! Not bad, partner! Yikes! Come get me! Shot! Come get me! Yikes! No crap! Come get me! Yikes! No crap! Not bad!
Just hit me, Yosuke.
Come get me! Yikes! 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 Come get me! Yikes!
Is it broken?
Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Bingo! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes!
I don't know what you want.
Not bad, partner! Not bad, partner! Come get me! Yikes! Oh, crap! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me! Yikes! Come get me!
Over here!
Yikes!
Over here!
Come get
Over
me.
here!
Yikes! Yeah! Too bad!
Izunagi!
Come here! Come get me! Come get me! You're not coming?
What? I'm so confused.
Now I'm pissed!
Huh.
You're not coming? You're not coming? You're not coming?
I just didn't understand what was happening, to be honest. I don't understand what that was supposed to teach me. But everything else so far makes sense. Oh, at the same time. Oh.
You're not coming? Just getting started. You're not coming? You're not coming? Oh, crap! Just getting started.
Oops.
You're not coming? Oh, crap! Sheesh! You're not coming? No escape! Damn it! Oh, crap! Whoa! You're not coming? You're not coming? You're not coming?
Persona!
Crap!
Go!
Izunagi! Oh, crap!
Ugh, that does not feel good on this controller. Ugh.
Take this! What? What?
You're not coming?
Okay. Oh boy.
Izunagi! Izunagi!
Crap!
Oh boy.
You're not coming?
Persona!
Crap! No, crap! Just getting started.
Izunagi!
Crap! And I got crap! Just getting started. No crap!
Persona! Persona!
Just getting started.
Go!
And I
Easy
got
on.
crap!
Go! Go! Persona!
No crap!
Oh, this is hard.
Go!
Okay. I think I'm gonna stop because I have no idea how I'm supposed to activate this one. Yeah, that does not feel good on an Xbox controller. All right, as much as I want to play Kanji, let's play Yosuke. See through this fucking idiot's eyes. My thumb hurts now.
Oh, I'm so tired. What a busy day. Golden Week, huh? The holidays fell on pretty good dates this year. Jeunesse will be open for business during Golden Week 2. Come for our exciting Golden Week events. Stay for the low, low prices. Then again, it's my fault for taking this shift.
I can yap all I want, but the only reply I'm gonna get is my own echo. I begin to feel lonesome, so I start mopping faster. Such is life for Yosuke Hanamura, a high schooler working at Junes Inaba's only shopping district center. I get a lot of crap thrown in my direction because I'm the manager's son, but thanks to dealing with all that stuff, my skills have improved, and now I sometimes act as supervisor. Today is just another day on the job. This city, Inaba City. It's a rural country town that doesn't have anything more than rivers and mountains. Big gay energy indeed. At least it's got a train running through it, but it isn't useful for commuting to the big city. The place isn't pretty enough to get sightseers either. It's a total dead spot. Really, just coming to Junes to stop is a pastime in itself for the people in this town. Our store carries more than just groceries and daily commodities. There are specialty shops selling fancy clothing and other stuff too. There's even a food court with a playground on the roof. We hold events up there sometimes. All the stuff makes for some really busy weekends. When there's an extended holiday, you start to see cars with out-of-town license plates in the parking lot. And now it's Golden Week. This is the busiest this place gets all year. However...
Well, I'm taking tomorrow off. Yeah, that's right. I'm free.
Normally, this definitely wouldn't be the time to be taking a day off. I saw the look on my dad's face when I turned in my request, but I didn't care. I absolutely can't miss tomorrow. Because...
My partner's gonna be back.
You gay bimbo. Oh, he looks so dumb in that picture. And by partner, I mean the guy who transferred in from the city last year, Chad. There's a reason I call him my partner, and not just my friend. See, he and I solved a case that happened last year in this tiny little town. And it wasn't some dinky-ass problem like finding a lost cat or anything. Oh, look, a dead body. This was big. A series of murders. On top of that, these weren't just any ordinary murders. Look at my stupid face. The crimes took place in a world inside the TV. Definitely no other reason. Definitely not a gay reason. There were these monsters called shadows living there. Chad and I somehow got this power to defeat them called personas. And from that point on, we started fighting and investigating. Totally don't wish he would just pin me down on a bed and finally take me or anything like that. Not even once. Never would I think about that. Luckily, we came across allies who also had the same ability, but even then, every day was a fight for survival. Together we overcame danger after danger. With comrades like these, the word friend just doesn't cut it anymore. I mean, have you seen how dreamy he is? And the way he whispers? And have you ever seen him eat a beef bowl before? That goes double for you. I mean, Chad. I'm indebted to him. I trust him with all my heart. So, partner feels more natural than best friend. Because, you know, the minute he asks me to take off my pants, they're gone. Partner it is. Unfortunately, my partner had to return to the city at the end of the school year. But we promised to meet up again during Golden Week. That was 2 months ago. It seemed like an eternity. I can't wait. But he'll be back tomorrow. I've only been working so hard lately so I could take Golden Week off. I'm so pumped about tomorrow that I just can't relax.
All right. Time to go home and get ready for tomorrow. Let's go, Teddy.
Teddy's this, he's this animal suit thingy that we met last year inside the TV. He's as feather-brained as they come, but you just can't bring yourself to hate him. Au contraire, mon frère. That is very untrue, as I fucking hate his ass so much. I ended up being the one taking care of him. I took advantage of his appearance, and now he works as a costume detention grabber for Junes. He's supposed to be on the same shift as me.
Teddy! Hello? Where is that guy?
That's weird. He usually comes running in, ready to leave work. I asked the cleaning ladies, but nobody's seen him since lunch. This is getting strange. He looks laid back, but he is a responsible worker, so I doubt he's slacking off.
Is this him? Oh, it's Chie. Yo, Chie, what's up?
Oh, I'm glad you picked up. Are you free to talk right now?
Chie Sadanaka. She's a fellow classmate at Yasogami High School. She's another of the comrades that fought with us last year. Those of us who used personas formed an investigation team and went about solving that case. We did it because we were the only ones who could find the killer and stop the murders. Chad was our leader, just so you know. Chie was in charge of brainstorming, I guess. Oh, and steak. I mean, not that she was our leading expert on steak, but she just liked it a lot. I remember she was psyched for Chad's return, too. Is she calling to confirm stuff about tomorrow? She probably just forgot we were meeting up, where we're meeting up. I decided to mess with her a little.
Yeah, I just got off work. Didn't I already email you about tomorrow? You deleted it without reading it, didn't you?
I didn't delete it!
Ha! She's so defensive. I didn't even send her an email. Hilarious. Anyway, she suddenly gets serious.
Anyway, I heard a sort of disturbing rumor. The Midnight Channel might be back again.
Huh? The Midnight?
That takes me by surprise. The Midnight Channel. How was an urban legend that became popular last year? If you stare into a blank TV at midnight while it's raining, you'll see your soulmate. Sounds sketchy, I know, but it was true. I mean, you didn't see your soulmate or anything, but it did show somebody on the TV. Long story short, whoever was shown on it was the next victim in the series of murders last year. But it turned out that there was some crazy guy doing the actual dirty work in the end. In the end, we showed him and put the urban legend to rest. Or at least, so I thought.
There's no way. Who told you that?
An underclassman at our school. I tried to get more details out of her, but she took off in a huge hurry.
Dude, you didn't growl at her or anything when you asked her about it, did you?
I can see it now. Chie grabbing the poor kid by the collar, scaring her out of her wits. She'd do it too. She doesn't stop once she gets an idea into her head.
No, I was completely normal. At least I think I was. So anyway, the girl she was with said something about a fighting show. I didn't get any details, but she didn't seem like she was lying.
Fighting show? That's nothing like what I was being shown on the Midnight Channel last year. Maybe she was just mishearing the other students talking about some normal sports program. No, wait. I think I overheard some customers talking about that today. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They were talking about the Midnight Channel.
And hey, the forecast says it's gonna rain tonight. Why don't we check it out?
Yeah, good call. If this is for real, we can't ignore it. But if it turns out to be a hoax, you better buy me dinner.
Then you owe me steak if it's true.
Fucking Chie's getting steak, baby.
What? Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
You know, I'm pretty proud of how well I've gotten to make steaks in my life at this point. I feel like Chie would be eating out of the palm of my hands with how good I can make steak now. I was trying to lighten the mood, but things didn't really turn out that way. I'm sure my partner would have done a better job at it, because he's my partner, and I would listen to whatever he says, because he makes me melt. Not in a gay way. No homo. He'd say, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it," or something.
The Midnight
Still.
Channel, huh? If it's true, that guy is a disaster magnet.
Come to think of it, the incident last year started the moment Chad came to Innova. If this new Midnight Channel rumor is true, I'm going to start calling him the Mystery Maker. That is, if it actually shows anything. Honestly, I'm around 90% sure nothing's gonna happen. There's no way anything's going to show up.
Oh yeah, I should call Kanji too, just in case.
Kanji was another member of the investigation team. He's a year younger than the rest of us. And he's so cute, and I love him, and I want to give him hugs, and I want to cosplay as him. Like, seriously. But, like, fucking the Yasogami high jackets are so expensive. And I have no room to, like, spend that kind of money right now. Because I want to buy a house. Because of his looks and the way he speaks, people get the impression that he's a violent hoodlum. Poor dude. He's actually a hardworking, honest guy. Like, my hair is, like, in real life is really close to his hair. His hair is probably a little bit longer, but the top part of my hair, totes that way. I could bleach my hair, and I learned how to make a prosthetic little scar on my skin with my forehead. I don't think I can shave off my eyebrows. And I'm super gay. He's not the type to screw around at night, and I'm sure he'd be eager to answer a call from upperclassmen like me.
Huh. It's not picking up.
Maybe he's too busy knitting something. Despite appearances, Kanji has a surprising knack for delicate needlework, and he's no slouch either. His work's as good as people who make a lot of money selling this stuff. Up until last year, he'd kept that hidden because it didn't mesh with his image. But a lot of stuff happened, and now he's not so hung up on it. Like, I kind of want to cosplay him as his, like, hoodlum form, and then cosplay him as, like, his end of golden form with, like, the black hair and the... I think he was wearing glasses. Just fucking average Joe look. So badly. He now sells his handmade knitted dolls at his family shop, Tatsumi Textiles. They're actually pretty popular, and lately he's been carrying yarn and knitting needles with him all the time. Ugh, come on, answer already.
Guess I'll try his home phone too.
Tatsumi Textiles should be closed now, so I shouldn't have a problem getting through. And to back up my theory, Kanji's mom picked right up.
Hello, this is the Tatsumi residence.
Fuck, that's I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry to call at such a late hour. This is Yosuke. Is Kanji-kun there?
Oh, hello, Yosuke-kun. As for Kanji...
Huh? Did something happen?
I can't find him.
You can't?
I thought he was sleeping in the living room, but he wasn't there when I checked in on him. I thought he might be with you.
I guess, stop pulling my leg. Come on, girl. Stop.
Oh, yes. We're gonna have an all-night study group, and I bet I just missed him. I'll wait up for him here. Okay, then. Good night.
Dude. What the fuck? Oh, man, I totally panicked there and came up with some lame BS. This is why I don't trust people's friends when I ask them where someone is. I don't trust that shit. Kanji's not there? He left without a word, without a trace? I suddenly thought of Teddy, too. No one's seen him since this morning, either. He didn't tell me anything about where he'd be. Hold on, could this be?
Why am I freaking out so much? This is Kanji we're talking about. So what if I can't get a hold of him? I'm sure he's fine.
Yosuke, please tell the police. I try to reassure myself that everything's okay, but my anxiety doesn't go away. First, this new Midnight Channel thing, and now people are disappearing. Give me a break, man.
Damn it, I just want to fall asleep.
Oh, his room. I was gonna say, there's one... oh, you can't see my mouse if I wiggle it. The bottom left one? That cover looks really familiar to me. Oh, wait, one of those is Nickelback. I have that CD. Oh, shit. That's why I recognize it. What are the upper ones? Oh, they look familiar. Is that the Lord of the Rings soundtrack? What's the blue one? I figured Teddy isn't home either. I grabbed some food and headed to my room. It's been a while since I had to wait for the Midnight Channel to watch the Midnight Channel. Oh, that's Lincoln Park. Okay. That is a good question. The wait is always so long. I'm curious why a lot of them are English. Can't do anything but keep looking at the TV, so I start fiddling with the remote and my penis. I see a Hershey's chocolate bar on the ground.
This is iNews, and here are our top stories. We begin with a hijacking of a domestic flight to Kagoshima yesterday morning. Police began their interrogation of the suspects today.
Man, things are crazy all over the country today.
Last year, Inaba was all over the news. People I knew were being interviewed left and right. Then again, I didn't have any time to pay attention to any of that stuff until we closed the case. Okay. Theory time. What if we have it, remember when like it was just alluded to that Nanako was like Mr. Big? Oh. It was only alluded to that Nanako was the one that they talked to in the kindergarten class, right? Okay, so what if, because it's just alluding to probably the robot girl, Lapras, what if that's what got her into the TV world? But who pushed her in? Jumping in and out of the TV all the time really takes it out of you. I'd always hit the stack the instant I came home. I ought to be dead tired right now, what with all the work I've been putting in at Junez. But I'm so impatient that I'm really more annoyed than anything else right now. I stare at the clock and stare and stare. Damn it, move, you stupid minute hand. My cell phone rings again. It's Yukiko this time. Yukiko Amagi, another member of the investigation team, and best friends with Chie. Her perfect poise makes her the center of every guy's attention, but she's definitely not what I'd consider ladylike. How can I put it? She's the biggest airhead I know. I mean, if she was what every dude in Japan wants, I think we're all in for some trouble. Ignorance is bliss, and to judge by all the guys who are after her based on her image, I really think that's true. But you know, I also think that Yukiko knows I know now is better than the misplaced ideal. Because her family runs a old high-class hotel. She has pressures that other people can only imagine. But deep down, she's just a normal girl with real feelings. Like, I really know what I'm talking about. If Yukiko heard me saying this, she'd kill me. Probably by making me eat her cooking. Her curry tastes like something they'd have passed a law to prevent people from ever discovering again.
Yosuke-kun? Good evening. This is Yukiko. I got an email from Chie a moment ago.
Yeah, she told me too. About the Midnight Channel coming back, right? Sheesh. Bet Chie was half asleep when she emailed you.
I could tell she was worried, so I tried making a joke. Come to think of it, Yukiko never really calls me like this. She must really be worried. I waited for her to reply, and what she had to say next took me by surprise.
I received a phone call saying that Rise-chan disappeared. Oh, I mean, not literally, but it seems they can't get in contact with her.
Really?
Rise is another part of the investigation team. She's our junior at Yasogami High. Her full name is Rise Kujikawa. Yeah, you recognize the name, right? The famous pop idol Rise Kujikawa, aka Rosette. Last year she announced she was taking a break and came here to Inaba to live with her grandmother. But she started working again this year, so she's been going in and out of the city with all the stuff she's doing. From what Yukiko just told me, her manager couldn't get a hold of her all day and tried looking up the Amagi Inn to ask Yukiko if she had any ideas.
She didn't mention any problems she was having to you, right?
No, I think she would have told us if anything was troubling her. She was busy, but happy to be working.
Right. And now rumors of the Midnight Channel coming back.
Yeah.
Yukiko's voice is gloomy. Listening to this is making me restless, too. But if you're depressed, you start thinking about the more bad things. Yeah. Going down that road is going to get her. What would Chad do? Shoot. This is the millionth time I've thought that today. Definitely not just about, like, him without, like, a shirt on or anything. Him at the beach. Him splashing me with water. Oh. Anyway, I try to cheer Yukiko up.
Well, let's not get carried away. First, we need to see if the Midnight Channel's really back. There's no use worrying over things we don't know are happening. It's always important to be sure first, right?
You're right. Thank you, Yosuke-kun.
I hear the relief in Yukiko's voice when she hangs up. And let out a sigh. A big sigh that I could never have let Yukiko hear in her state. Teddy's nowhere to be found. Kanji's vanished too. And to top it off, no one can get a hold of Rise. And for that Midnight Channel rumor to start up again at the exact same time.
This is way too much to be a coincidence.
Out of habit, I start going through the contacts in my phone. When I reach the name Chad, I hesitate.
He's not even here yet. I'll only make him worry.
As the leader of our investigation team, Chad had the biggest part in it of all, especially with his big dick energy. But he's done with all that now, living a normal life back in the city. He's coming back to enjoy our reunion. I don't want to make him worry.
If anything, I should call him after I know something.
I open the curtain and look outside. Like Chie said, it was raining. All the conditions for the Midnight Channel to show up have been met. If it's going to, that is.
No, can't happen. It's over.
I say that out loud, but in my heart, I'm dreading that it'll show. It was like I was almost looking forward to it.
It's almost midnight.
Rivals. They are friends, yet powerful foes. The desperate fighting program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
May the manliest of all men
touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex kingpin of steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that bores me has gotta go!
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore who's discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
You need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince! The unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
I'll finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muscles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi! Deep into realms of romance, the body of a child, the brain of a genius,
So mean.
the 2,000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane!
Is this an army of idiots?
Fight and survive towards the one throne waiting at the end! The P1 Grand Prix where fierce fights will be fought! The battle begins tonight!
What on earth
was that?
What the hell?
Seeing yourself on TV is really shocking. Am I really that goofy looking? Yes. No, that's not
Why'd
it.
they call me Captain Resentiment?
Ressentiment? I know that word from King Moron's class. What was it again? Something about the weak hating the strong, some kind of jealousy. Now why the hell would I get a lame name like that? Just the sound of it makes me mad. Ressentiment.
This is too much. This is way too much. Ugh.
Now I know why Yukiko and Kanji hated the Midnight Channel so much. Well, I thought I knew all about what happened last year, but this time I'm actually experiencing it. See, everyone who ended up as part of the investigation team was on the Midnight Channel at one point. And the Midnight Channel doesn't just show any old you. It shows the weakest part of you. The part you don't want to come out, but made supersized. In other words, fake footage of you so humiliating that you want to crawl under a rock and die is broadcast all over town. And Chad and I managed not to have that happen to us. So I guess I never really knew how bad it felt. Up until tonight, that is. Ugh, did everyone in town see this? And it's going to show up again every night it rains? Damn it. How they managed to go on without skipping town is beyond me. Seriously, I gotta give them mad props for sticking it out, just like I want Chad to stick his dick in me. But, now's not the time for that.
Was that Teddy in that weird costume?
He was acting like the host. Does that mean he's the one broadcasting the Midnight Channel this time? Could it mean that Kanji and Rize are involved too?
What's going on?
Oh, crap. Why was you on there too? I mean, Chad on there too. So hot. And why now? What am I gonna tell him? God, why won't he fuck me? He comes back for the holidays and everything's gonna be all, oh look, it's the sister complex kingpin. That's messed up. Should I tell him not to come? Wait, what can I tell him at all? Knowing me, I'll accidentally call him that myself. I know I'll at least say he has a sister complex. I won't be able to help myself.
Shit!
As I wrestle with confusion, the sudden sound scares the living crap out of me, and I panic for a second. Get it together, Yosuke. You're a third year. Who could be calling me now? Oh, hell no. Of all the people, it had to be Chad. What should I do? Tell him? Don't tell him? I reflexively hit the answer button before I figured out what to say because I want to hear his sweet, sexy voice in my ear.
Hello, this is Yosuke.
Yosuke?
He's suspicious of me. Like, really suspicious. I nervously passed the phone from one hand to the other several times.
It's nothing. I just freaked out when you called all of a sudden. Yeah, that's it. What's up? Hey, when do you want to meet?
That's not why I was calling.
I know how I sounded, but Chad's voice was calm. Wait, is he laughing at me?
I saw the Midnight Channel. You saw it too, right?
Huh?
My mind went blank. How do you see it? Isn't it only a local thing? Don't tell me it's nationwide broadcast now.
Did Teddy not tell you? Since we're meeting up early tomorrow, I decided to come today.
Maybe he sensed how bewildered I was, since he explained everything so calmly. I see. So Teddy disappeared before he could tell me Chad was coming today. I'm still trying to piece things together as Chad continues.
I figured you wouldn't think I could have seen it, so I gave you a call.
Well, I assumed you weren't here yet, so I didn't want to rely on you.
You haven't changed.
Oh, I can't tell. I can tell he's a little angry now. I can just see him shaking his head. I bet he can tell why I'm acting so nervous right now. Damn, this is embarrassing.
So how about it? You're not gonna leave this be, are you, Captain Rasantama?
Why'd you zero in on that part? Did you see how they called you a sister complex kingpin?
Mine's not that bad.
You think?
Jeez, he's so forgiving. That's just like him. Man, I really feel like an ass now.
I ought to tell you, that program's not the only strange thing lately. Teddy, Rise, and Kanji aren't here either. They disappeared.
When I put it into words like this, it sounds a lot worse than it had when I was thinking about it. I can hear a hint of tension in Chad's voice.
All right, we should get together tomorrow like we planned.
Yeah, at the Jeunesse food court. Welcome back, partner.
It's good to be here.
Talking with Chad takes me back. Calling him partner was kind of sappy, I guess, but he takes it in stride. I suddenly feel a lot less confused now. He's something. Decisiveness, confidence. He's got strength that I don't. My wandering eyes happen to stop on my desk drawer where I keep all the lotion and tissues. My career choice application is in there, well past its due date.
Oh, right. Sorry to say, I forgot to pick up your souvenir.
A souvenir? Don't even worry about it, man.
You sure? I thought you were really looking forward to it. Those nurses.
Nurses?
I have a bad feeling about this. Warning bells go off in my head before I can figure out what's going on. Chad had sounded so calm because he was trying to hold back laughter all this time.
Yeah, Teddy asked me to get it for you. He said you were crushed that they got burned.
Oh, wait, this is all...
I didn't know you were into nurses.
Shut up! That's enough! Damn it, you're trying to wind me up, aren't you? Stay home, you jerk.
But I'm already here. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
I hang up, barely resisting the urge to throw the phone across the room. Okay, don't panic. I need to call Chie and tell her about the plan. How am I supposed to look everyone in the face tomorrow? As if it was reading my mind, my phone goes off again. Lo and behold, it's Chie calling. Ugh, anyone can see what's coming next.
Hello?
What the hell was that carnivore who's discarded womanhood crap?
Chie's raging at the top of her lungs.
Ow! You almost blew out my eardrum.
I haven't discarded it! I haven't! You hear me?
I let her blow off steam for a bit. Once in a while, I have to check to make sure I haven't accidentally turned on the speakerphone. She's that loud. I mean, I know the feeling, but can you please calm down? Once Chia gets tired of complaining and hangs up, my fears and exhaustion are blown away. I don't know what's going on yet, but I'm gonna find out. Then I'll crush whoever's behind this. At your Tunas. Tunas is crowded as hell thanks to Golden Week. I see some employees whispering to each other and looking at me, but I pretend not to notice. I run into you before everyone else. Thankfully, he doesn't bring up the nurse thing again, and instead talking about welcoming party he had with Nanako. Maybe there is a little truth to the sister complex line, eh? As we step into the food court, Chie and Yukiko are both sitting in their usual spots.
Good to see you guys again.
Welcome back! We missed you! The guest of honor's finally here! You're looking well.
Welcome back. Should we...
Huh? Oh, he already knows about the Midnight Channel thing. He's actually the one who called me up about it.
Oh, I see. This has turned into a pretty thrown-together reunion, hasn't it? But I'm glad you came.
Both of them sound happy. Neither of them show this "I'm totally counting on you" attitude toward me. What's up with that?
Hey, Yosuke, why the long face?
Shut up. It's a man thing. Just gotta deal with it.
Oh, is it about your guidance counseling paper? The teacher asked me to tell you that you need to hurry and turn yours in.
Huh? You haven't turned that in yet?
Yikes. Shut up! Shut up! That's not it.
Seeing Chad take a seat, I clear my throat to grab their attention. All right, let's start this.
Well, it sucks that we can't hang out more before jumping into another mystery, but to celebrate our partner's return, I hereby reinstate the investigation team in response to the Midnight Channel going back on the air last night.
Oh, the team is back! Just hearing that name again gets me all fired up. Yeah, let's do this!
Yay.
I think the applause is necessary.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's pretty exciting, but the reason we're reforming the team is because there's another case to solve. I look to Chad for some support, but he's clapping along with the rest of them. Et tu, Narukami. Anyway, seeing them all open to the idea to take some of the tension out of the situation.
Let's get cracking. I mean, this is no laughing matter. No one's heard from Teddy, Kanji, or Rise. Just those three, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hold of Naoto-kun, but I didn't tell her about this stuff. She told me she couldn't make it today because of her job, so I didn't want to worry her. She seemed pretty bummed that she couldn't be here too.
Naoto is another investigation team member. She was the last to join, and she's 1 year below us in school. Even though she's a student, she's also a detective, and the cops rely on her for tough cases. Naoto helped out a lot during last year's incident. She's incredibly skilled, but that also makes her really busy. Even after the events of last year, she's been running around. She tried to get an opening in her schedule for today, but I guess it didn't work out.
One thing's been bothering me. The picture on the TV was very clear last night.
Yeah. Going by the pattern from last year, it wouldn't be that clear until after the victim entered the TV.
Hey, isn't this the first time a big group of people was shown together? Plus, we're still here. Why us anyway? And what's up with those insulting descriptions?
Both Chie and Yukiko are crying, lies and slander, slander and lies. But those catchphrases they got were pretty on the mark, if you ask me. Of course, I'd never say that to their faces. Hell no. I do value my life, you know.
What bothers me most is Teddy. He was acting like the host of that show.
Yeah, and we can't find him.
This smells fishy. Then again, I doubt he would play a prank like this for no reason.
I agree there. We don't have much choice but to ask Teddy why he's doing this. Which means...
I guess we'll just have to go inside the TV and find out what's going on.
Won't we be stuck in there without Teddy to give us an exit?
Uh-huh, not so. I've had Teddy keep the exit TV out on that side.
Look at you, all prepared.
I mean, think about it. What if we were half asleep and fell into a TV when Teddy wasn't over there?
Like anyone would be that clumsy.
Anyway, it sounds like it's safe for us to go investigate then.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's going on in there.
The host, Teddy, has disappeared, but he isn't the only one missing. Kanji was listed as one of the participants, and Rise wasn't even mentioned. We're just gonna have to jump in the TV and investigate. Chad gives the order.
Is everyone ready?
We're all good to go. To tell the truth, I had a hunch that this was going to happen.
I'd already lugged out all my weapons and junk today with the intention of doing this. It'll be my first time in a while going into the TV world. And the first time in a while I've done anything out of the ordinary at all. This is serious business, but I can't help but get excited about this. You know what I mean? The days when we ran around town as the investigation team. I mean, it wasn't all fun and games. There were plenty of hardships and sad times. But I learned a lot of important stuff because of them. It changed me. I've never felt so fulfilled in my life. So it makes me wonder, what about this time? Is something like that waiting for me? Something that's going to change me?
Man, what am I thinking?
I shake my head and focus on the task at hand. We don't know what lurks inside the TV. Negligence could mean death. I leave the food court with the rest of the investigation team.
It's a holiday, so the store's full of people.
Huh. Feel like things are picking up around town.
It's time to go. Hello. All the models are on sale right now.
You know, it's been a while since last time. I'm a little nervous.
Whoa, wait! There are still people in this aisle!
Hey, get ready!
Huh?
The customers are going away!
Uh-huh.
I like how Chie is like, wait, there's still people. And Yosuke is immediately like, let's go, bitches. Wee! 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 Ah!
Isn't this different from usual? Oh no! What do we do?
What can we do? We can't stop now!
But it's so glittery and pretty. All right. And I think with that, we're at a good stopping point for tonight. So thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight with playing this game. A lot of this was super new information for me, so I'm having a lot of fun with it. I still don't feel really confident in the combat part of it, but I really like the story so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And especially when the Persona 3 characters show up more, because I love my OG baby so much. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm excited to play more with you, and I'll see you guys on Friday then for some more Persona 4 Arena. So, until then, have a good night, everyone. Bye!